backwards because we are foolish. That foolishness is what we remove from hardcore Biafrans. Once they come, we baptize them in reason and common sense. Do you know why we are doing this? We don't want Biafra to come and full of idiots. Allocation, resource control, is our turn. Please let us conscientize. By the time Biafra comes, you will genuinely hit the ground running, look like the dullard of Daura, the pedophile and terrorist. Everybody knew that there is no country in the world being presided over by a Hausa or Fulani person that is progressing. Everybody knows that very well. If you ask, they will tell you there is no country in the world Hausa or Fulani man is in charge and they are doing well. Never, never, ever, never. Is in their nature. They are naturally disposed to corruption and tendencies which are quite undescribable. Go and stop being lazy. Tell your friends and your families that we are alive. Tell them how you are listening to us. Allow me to worship heaven. How can we praise you? They said, if good happens, we praise you. In bad times, we also praise you. We are gathered all over the world as your children to do what only you commanded that we should do, which is to praise you, to honor you, to exalt your holy name, to do as others may find very difficult to understand or to appreciate. We call upon you. We ask for your mercy. We ask for your forgiveness if we have trespassed. Of course we do, because we are only mere mortals. Only you is immortal, Heavenly Father. We don't claim or ascribe any righteousness because that is in your gift to give. Only you is righteous. That you love us is not in doubt. That you asked us to come, nobody can question, because only you determined that we must do this very work. That is why we never tire exalting your name. Every exaltation, prayer, praise, or everything that we have, everything we are today, we glorify your name. That is why we keep saying, as Yahweh Yeshua prayed, that hallowed will also be your name all the time. There is no other name, none whatsoever, because if there was, Yahweh Yeshua could not have prayed it. Never. He said it very, very clearly, that you are the Father who is in heaven, the beginning and the end of everything, the author and the finisher. Your depth can never ever be measured. From eternity to eternity, from year to year, generation to you exist constantly as a reminder of what is creation, because you embody it. If you allow us to proclaim your goodness in our lives, we would be here for eternity. But in a very small way, as befitting mere mortals, we ask you to come and take pride of place in our hearts, to come and be merciful unto your children. Our Fulani are killing us. That can never ever be your intention. We have suffered enough. We were killed and the world pretended and keeps pretending nothing happened. 6 million of your children slaughtered out of the ignorance brought to us by Europeans. Ignorance. They brought the ignorance to us. And then they allowed Islam to kill us. Nobody was held to account. Gowon is still walking about today. I remember the tales of old of families begging for water, of pregnant women being cut open and their children brought out of their stomach. The world kept quiet. They did nothing. Our Fulani was so evil and wicked. They will be performing crude emergency cesarean sessions on the stomach of Biafran women who are running for their dear lives. Most of them collapsed on the road and died. Most of them were forced into well, deep well, pushed in there. Before they even hit the ground, some of them, they broke their necks. So all across our Fulani lands of the Mohammedan Emirates of the North, there are bones of your children everywhere that our Fulani people killed. We'll remind humanity of this so that it wouldn't happen again. We are telling the world that the same massacre and pogrom Buhari is preparing once again. They have come to Kulobia. They are in Onisha. They are in Owerri. They are in Iguacha right now as we speak. Calabar is taken over completely. Ebonyi is gone because there is Islamic University in Ebonyi. We are surrounded by these enemies, these agents of darkness, the children of Lucifer. Only you can bring light because that's what we represent. You brought us to that part of the world that we may bring light because their lives were full of darkness. Somewhere along the line we derailed, failed to pursue our ultimate objective and started to worship idol. Even when the Europeans brought their own idol, we followed them. No complaint whatsoever until they abandoned us. Now it's an opportunity for us to make amends, and that is what we call upon your name as you commanded us to. We should not bow down before anybody, no image. That is what we adhere to here, and that is why we are phenomenally successful. If you abandon Chukwokika Biama, if Chukwokika Biama in heaven is not central to what we are doing, we will fall. That is why we call upon your name every blessed day without faith. Without you, we are nothing. Without you, our enemies will triumph. Because of you, because of the work we are doing, humanity now knows your real name. Chukwu Okike Abiama, the Almighty Creator. You come close to him, you will know him. Is a name reserved for your children. There was a young lady that wrote to me today. In your infinite mercy, you allowed her to see the light. And I said to her, my dear child, what is your name? She said, Mary Jane. I said, Topiapa, what is your name? She said, Chisum. I said to her, do you know the meaning of your name? She said, yes. I said, please, can you explain to me the meaning of your name? She said, Chukwokika Biama is with me. My goodness. And I said, can you now tell me the meaning of Mary Jane? She said, I'm sorry, I do not know. I said, do you see who you are? You have the creator of the heavens and the earth. You have the seal. You have the approval of heaven to go forth to proclaim the goodness of the Most High, the Lord of hosts. You bear his name. You bear his name. It's a divine name from heaven. You're answering Mary Jane, the name of a female dog in America somewhere. People don't understand who they are, but once you come here, we tell you who you are, and it is by your grace. It is not by ours. Everything is being made possible because of who you are. We are grateful that you are in our lives, and because of that, Biafra will come. And when it does, we will praise you on the streets. We will dance on the streets. I'm telling you, the world will look at us and say they are going crazy. Is it, what type of God are they worshiping? We say it is not a God, it is the Creator himself. Chukwuka Biama. At that point in time, every honor and glory, every adoration, every praise you can think of. We will worship you in a way that the world will tremble. Because we are your last testament. That is all we ask for. That your name be praised in that land of the living, that your kingdom may descend from heaven upon this very earth. That land is Biafra. It will dwell as a beacon and hope to the rest of humanity forever and ever. He said, we are indeed blessed. My name is Nnamdi Kanu. I am the leader of indigenous people of Biafra all over the world. Everywhere there are people answering to IPOB, I lead them. I command the commanders of the armies of Biafra, and they will do us proud when the time comes, be rest assured. Every preparation is being done. They will do us proud. They will defend you. Awasa will come to us, that is normal. Lying to the world. No, we know they are liars and cheats, and this evening we continue to expose them.
Hello, Biafrans. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. Welcome to this live joint IPOB Autopilot media conference. And we say, wherever you are, peace be unto you, and the blessings of Chukwuke Kiabiama be on you as you join us on this train moving to our destination, which is our freedom. Today is the last day of September 2022, and today is Friday. And of course, by tomorrow we are in October, which is about a week to the next the lockdown, the total lockdown of Biafra land for our heroes. We want to appreciate you for joining us wherever you are in the world, and we want to say thank you. When all the efforts in all the departments, in all the ways we have been supporting this mandate of freedom, we say, may you continue strongly and may you be blessed. And as you continue, God will protect you. You'll be protected. You'll be shielded, whether in Biafra land or wherever you are. Thank you all for joining. Without wasting much time, we're going to go straight to business. But before we go into business, as usual, we're going to have our comrades, on screen. We're all here. Some of us represented here, representing the Autopilot media team. We are here to actually do justice to some crucial matters that concerns our collective interest. We are going to begin to just a 30-second greetings from each person on the conference table. And we're going to begin with Mazi Chuk Survival. Please, Mazi Chuk Survival, talk to Biafrans briefly.
Fellow Biafrans, wonderful people, wherever you're watching from, I say, may Chukwu Kabiama continue to guide and protect you. I appreciate everybody who has joined us on this very platform, wherever you're watching from. If you're watching from Biafra land, you're watching from any part of Africa, you're watching from the zoo, you're watching from Europe, America, Australia, Canada, whichever part of the world you are joining us from, I say, may Chukwu Kabiama continue to guide you and protect you. We are in a very critical time, but in all things, I want you to have in your mind that we are going to win. We are going to win. When it gets too difficult, that is when we are getting closer to the whole thing. Thank you, Biafrans, and God.
Thank you. Mazugo, please take the floor and greet Biafrans.
Yes, Biafrans, my greetings to every one of us outside, inside the studio. My greetings. I greet everybody with love and respect. Anyway, you are seeing us, looking us, eyeing us from, hearing from us, May God Almighty Chukwokikabiama be with you, bless you, and give you the spirit and the heart and the courage. I want you to remember that till this moment, our leader is still in DSS hand. He's still there in their detention. I want you to remember, come 2023, we are going. No matter what, no matter what thing happen, no matter how it happen, we are going. We are determined, and we are willing. Remember, if you are willing and obedient, the only thing we need is to obey and be willing. Thank you, Biafra. You're all welcome.
Thank you, Thank you, Mazu. Of course, when we're talking about obedience here, we're talking about obedience to the cause of Biafra and not to the shenanigans of the zoo.
No, God forbid, no be that one.
Yes, that's so Mazi Sunday is actually, if you watch his face, you know that he's actually angry with the zoo and their soldiers, the caliphate soldiers. So we want to hear him greet Biafrans and, of course, express his anger and that to them.
So now why your face be like shit?
I don't tell him before now.
Take, drink, make it happy.
If I see physical shit, I go use and rub for my face so that your friends will understand the nature.
They never see your face. They never see your face. Now, Ajiboga arrange your face for you now.
All right, please. So just greet dear friends, please, briefly.
Dear friends all over the world, I salute you and I welcome you to yet another edition of what we know how to do best. We thank you for your resilience and your consistency and your steadfastness in what you know how to do best. MNK reminded you something when he sent messages out some weeks or months ago. He said, pray and support those that are doing something that is contributing immensely to bring out a great output. So, as we commend you from the comment section for sharing and making the voices of the people to go far and wide, I will also commend every of these comrades that are in the studio today. I also commend Mazi Simon Ekba and Muada and every other person. We don't come again, no. Make una no look my face because everything is not okay. If una understand wetin dey happen, una no go even dey look person face now.
Yes, so thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mazi Sonny. Of course, we know they look anybody face this time. That is why you see Mazi Okonkwo is drinking something. We don't even understand the content of what he's drinking. But anyways, he's going to tell us. So please just greet Biafrans from there.
I greet Biafrans and lovers of freedom all over the world. First of all, let me greet my best friend Ajibo Sunday, and I command your mouth to be shut up today until this program finishes. In Jesus' name. I greet my comrade, I greet my brother Chief's survival. I greet Abarawa Sonny. In fact, when you look, Biafran, when you look, and also Mazi Kelechi, who is here, we are missing a Emeka Livingstone. Anywhere he is, make you stay there. So I greet Biafrans and lovers of freedom. Our leader is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the only incorruptible leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, who was rendited against his will. And we are here tonight to expose the evil of Britain and all the rest of them. We are here live and direct, without fear, without respect on how to drag our rights. We are here to expose a lot of things. So one thing I want you to do today is go to Chuk Survival, go to Mazu, go 247, Abarawa Sonny, Mazi Kelechi, my own platform, subscribe and push this message across, because tonight's own broadcast will be extraordinary. So I greet our spokesperson, Mazi Simon Ekba, and Madam Mazoka, and Madam Ifi, all of you, anywhere you are. And those of you that are on the comment section, we can never do without you. So you are the reason why we're here. I want you to comment something reasonable. If there's any infiltrator on this platform, on this comment section, notify us and we'll put the person where he or she will belong, because we're on a critical junction. Our smile have changed. We're serious now. Thank you, Biafrans and lovers of freedom. Thank you.
Thank you so much, comrades. We we have set the ball rolling, and this is the time to go straight to business. But before we go, remember, Biafrans, from today's Friday, by this time next week, we are going to be having total lockdown of Biafra land. Anyways, we'll be talking about that along the line of the broadcast. But we want you to stay tuned and, of course, share this this message, this broadcast. Share it on all your social media platforms. Let people join, and of course, you can check all our Twitter and all our Facebook, all our YouTube channels, and subscribe, and then share as far as you can share, so that people can join us here and also hear the good news and know what is happening, because it is critical time. That is why you see that on the topic, we have the urgent matters arising, because we have come to the time when urgencies have become very, very expedient to deal with and to deal on. So without wasting much time, we're going to be going straight. Remember, we started the issue of Britain and how they actually masterminded and have been masterminding. They have not stopped. They are masterminding the problems we're going through and the evil that is going on in Biafra land. But of course, we know that we are set to deal with them, and we're set to destroy them. And so we're going to continue with the publication that has been made and that we have been studying. We did at least last week. We stopped at last week Monday, where we stopped last week Monday. We're going to be this week Monday, of course, is this week Monday. Sorry about that. And we're going to be continuing on that, because there are so many factors and so many interesting points we have to discuss on that, and then we move on from them. Remember, we are looking at 3 spheres of our operation, especially in the area of what we actually represent: the social aspect of us, the political aspect of us, and the religious aspect of us. These 3 core aspects are actually what is driving the enemies, and at the same time also driving us to actually achieve freedom. But in our angle, it is driving us towards positivity, whereas in the angle of the enemies, they are using it as a tool of evil and devious, diabolic actions and all of that. So we're going to be looking at this stuff. So we're going to be having this displayed, so that you can know. Please, Biafrans, we're going to go straight to this so that you can see where we actually stopped. You remember we were dealing on this matter and talking about what Britain has done. So we're going to be going straight to the level where we're supposed to, where we stopped and where we're supposed to continue from. I think we're going to take it from there. So let me go here and move it. Okay, let's take it from this part of it. I don't know, Mazugo, if you have it from there, you can send it from there so that we can actually look at it from your angle, and then be able to read it out from there. So you roll it out from there so that we can flow on it, please, Mazugo. The reason why we are dealing on this is because we know that the British, in conjunction with the Fulani Caliphate, are the people who are actually causing us this pain, the millions of people that have died, and the several issues that we have right now. And they are the ones giving the Fulanis and the Caliphate the infantry and the audacity to actually dare us. And we're telling them this time that we are ready to take our victory and our freedom in our hands this time. And we're not joking. We're not smiling. We're not looking at anyone's face. Whatever it costs us, we are determined to get it. So, Mazugo, if you can just send it across so I can.
While we're waiting for Ugo to send this thing, sorry, I'm not trying to take over, but
sorry, what are you asking me to do?
The script. Do you have the script to share it from your script so that they can be able to do it?
The script.
I thought you got it. I deleted it. Let me come back again.
Okay,
sorry.
Bring it. That's right. So what I'm saying is, last time I want to tell Biafrans and those of you who visited our last time broadcast, we said to you that we're coming.
I've sent it.
Okay, we said to you that we're coming with the part 2 of this particular broadcast, And that's why we're here, as my brother Kelechi have narrated to you. So I hand over to Kelechi. So I want you to pay attention and listen to everything he's saying here tonight. We're going to expose a lot of things so you can know the source of your problem. So as the coordinator of the night, Kelechi, you write on. So we're listening.
Yes. Now we stopped at the point where the topic of it is covert military supplies via Yemen. Remember, we actually ended in the area where we saw that they actually value their interest than the lives of Biafrans. And so now we are going forward with this. Now I read, please, Biafrans, pay attention. In November 1968, a group of parliamentarians in the Committee for Peace in Nigeria, of course, you know what peace represents to them. Peace represents their interest. Met Harold Wilson and urged him to halt arms sales and press for a ceasefire, estimating that there could be 2 million deaths from starvation and disease by the end of the year. Wilson rebuffed this plea and 2 days later agreed to supply Nigeria with aircraft for the first time in a covert deal. The files show the Nigerians have long pressed Britain to supply jet aircraft. Is that where we're supposed to be?
Yes.
Okay. The Nigerians have long pressed Britain to supply jet aircraft, specifically to attack the runways used by Biafran forces for military purposes, but which were also used to deliver humanitarian aid. Wilson said that Britain could not supply these directly, but there were such aircraft in South Yemen and Sudan previously exported by Britain. The Nigerians, he said, should procure the aircraft from them, which could not directly involve the British government. Okay. So I want us to look at this. Now, you see, before we go on the next, you see this picture representing the people who actually are going through the problem. Now, if you look at that write-up now, we had this narrative there that they used a proxy to get these weapons. That means we are talking about the concept of deceit. Now, I want Mazi Survival to answer this question, just for 2 minutes, and then we can all take it 1 minute each so that we can actually deal with that part of it. Now, how do you relate what Wilson did here to what currently the Nigeria system is doing, using the concept of manipulation? Because what you see there is manipulating the world to believe that Britain is actually not directly involved, or it's not involved anyways. So they come through Yemen, and of course, to actually paint a picture that it is not actually they that are involved. So the Nigerian government will go to Yemen and all of that to get, this is the same manipulation that's going on. So please, how can you, juxtaposition it, for Biafrans to understand?
Yeah, on regards to that, you see, this very manipulation has been going on from the onset. It has been going on right from the onset. They have been manipulating the Biafran people, manipulating the Nigerians themselves, trying to put things that are not real. Even before the independence, the manipulation has been there. And in the present time that we are now, when you look at the things that are happening in Nigeria, you will still see that same manipulation. When you narrow it down closely to the struggle that we're in, you will see that the manipulation have graduated into the extent of going into their fellow Biafrans. That is why you can see a fellow Biafran standing up to talk against a fellow Biafran or fight against a fellow Biafran. The manipulation have grown to the extent that the Biafrans themselves have been affected. There are so many things that are happening today that you see. When you see certain things happening, you will think that the person you are talking with is with you, but the person is not with you. They have succeeded in manipulating our own. That is why today, when you look at our politicians, the whole politicians in Biafra land, none of them is there representing you. When we say it certain times on our programs, people will think that maybe you are making it up, you are trying to make up a story or whatever. But when you look at the way they are pursuing things and the way they are doing things, you see that they are not there for you. Take, for example, the governors we have there who are now playing the role of caliphate against their own people. promises have been made to them. They have been manipulated on several ways. Some of them, at the end of the day, they are being destroyed totally. Take, for example, someone like what do you call him, the Rocha Sokorocha, who has been reigning all this while. He speaks Hausa more than an Hausa man. They have accepted him. You see him speaking boldly. They manipulated him and he became their own spokesperson. He was one of the person who made sure that Biafra never heard the voice of the Biafrans. But where is he? He has been very destroyed. So their manipulation grows from state to state, and today is affecting us directly.
Okay. Now, the concept of manipulation is what we're talking about here, because, you know, when the concept of manipulation is one of the strategic template of every tyrant or every evil system to actually subjugate and keep the people in a particular mindset. And Mazisani, you see, how does this manipulation directly affect an average, do I call them Nigerians now? Maybe let's just say average Nigerian, because if you check the mentality of these people and the way they actually endorse what is to kill them, you begin to wonder. Please, can you just say for 2 minutes, what's your mind on that?
Thank you for having the mic again. The manipulations of the British is seen on every arms of government in one Nigeria, and it is specifically seen in the political class. It is also seen in the way that a poor man is a tool that is useful to the politicians to be able to complete their political agenda. Take, for example, you see now that students have been out of school for months. Lecturers are also protesting. Hmm? Then I saw a communique or a publication from UK which stated that a school in UK had to shut down and they are on strike. That is a protest. Why? Because of low pay. Low pay, oh, no be say they no even pay their salary for months. This one na because say their salary dey low. They protest and they embark on strike. Now, your leaders now, what do they do? Through the British, because it is the template that the British has already set out in using all these manipulations and strategies that they learn from them. The students that are supposed to be in school are the ones that they are manipulating and using for the political campaign. That is a very clear and simple example that everybody should be seeing now. When you now go down to the Eastern politicians, now also being part and parcel of this game headed by the Fulani caliphate, you go see am say everything wey dey happen for our land, na dem dey help them now, because it is through that manipulation. They put them at the front. Now, for example now, if I ask Biafrans, who is the one killing Biafrans in Imo State? The person will tell me it is a hopeless Usodima, right? So, is hopeless Usodima the one that is making every plans and bringing those things? No. Hopeless Usodima is the one that is being used. They manipulate him now to make everything to happen.
All right. Thank you, Mazis Sani. You see, you have just made something critical. That means people used as means of manipulating the people. That means from a source, from this the context of the British, streaming down to those that are being used, who have submitted themselves to be used. Now, Mazi Okonkwo, now, what is the social effect of manipulation to the average citizens of each nation in the Nigeria contraption, and how it affects the way they take marks, especially when it comes to things that will benefit them? What do you think is the social effect on the people?
First, I will start to say that one of the major effects so far, you can see that's why our leader called them the zoo. When you say the zoo, then you could imagine those who are living in the zoo. And when you also imagine those who live in the zoo, you will find out that it is an animal that lives in the zoo. That is one of the great social effects that has caused to them. Spiritually blind. And also ego. These are I would say, one of the major effects that it has caused to an average Nigeria. In fact, internal slavery, and etc., etc. If I begin to hit the social effect, when the British came, what they did was they first of all start with our mindset. And when you capture the mindset of a particular individual, you have captured that person's whole life. And they know how to do it, and they have done it. And now they succeeded in putting Gary and the sugar, and the pepper together. Let me put it that way. It becomes more horrible. That is the social effect, heavy one that it has caused to us. In fact, one of the greatest damage that happened in the life of an average African in totality is British. They lure you into betraying your own brother because of power. They will tell you that power is all that you need to get. And then you begin to kill your brother. That's why you see people like China Saworu can come out today and begin to call the names of Biafra that they are not working for Mazen, and can, instead of him to say that those people are not working for him. These are the British standard. These are the effect like him. Now let's also look on who this effect captures easily. Those are the people who are intoxicated of power. Those who doesn't want to share with other people. Those who have the prototype of the blood of Fulanese. Those who are notorious, they are the people that have, I could say, they are more vulnerable for this particular effect, and their mindset is no longer accurate. These are the effects of the I would say, the British I call it invention to us. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for that submission. Because this psychological effect have a way of the people responding to issues and circumstances that has to do with their freedom. Mazugo, if the social effect has come to this point where the people begin to endorse things that will actually affect them rather than to get them free, what do you think is the role of everyone right now, especially those of us who understand what is going on and how they play, and those of us who understand the factors that are...
We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Check the mic. Or you can just refresh and come back. We move.
You can hear me now?
Yes, better now. Right on.
Yes. Mazugo, please, I want you to put a finishing touch on that. The social effect. How do people behave to one another? Of course, let me give you an instance. You will see now on social media, what you see now is threats. Because of the effect of this malady, this manipulation on the people. When you come out to say the truth, your fellow Biafran or something will want to threaten you. We want to kill you. Somebody you are fighting for wants to kill you. Now, how do you think that this manipulation of Britain was able to get to the people to this point that they are ready to die for what is killing them? Mazugo, please, can you say something about that? Okay, Mazugo is not there. And maybe Survivor, please say something, 30 seconds. We'll just say something on that, 30 seconds each. How? Please just say something. 30 seconds, just 30 seconds, please go.
Okay, on that very issue, they were able to succeed and get people to manipulate because of their greed. You see, most of the time, people are being captured because of what they are interested in. It's just like, let me give, for example, when we talked about the betrayal of Christ by Judas. Judas was able to be used to be betrayed because he lost money. That is where his weakness falls.
Thank you. I said it before.
So many of us in Biafra, so many Biafrans who cannot be focused. So many of them have let the tape loose. That is why they fall victim of such kind of the problem.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You have just said something critical. Wow. Please, Mazi, Okonkwo, sorry, I want to say Okoro. Sorry about
I
that.
still stand. You see,
Say something
James,
about it.
the book
Yes.
of James says somewhere. You know, I'm a pastor. I like to quote. The book of James said in conjunction with what Survivor have just said. So where comes all this quarrel and fight among you? It is from your longing. When a bad mind, a rotten, in fact, a dead conscience begin to look for power, you become intoxicated. You can no longer hear. Then the spirit of deception will enter into you. Then you begin to behave like Chike Doziem and the Chinas Amoru or Soludo. These are the real fact. Believe me.
Thank you so much.
That
In
is,
fact, that mentality have been distorted. Please, Mazi Sonny, can you say something about that just for 30 seconds?
Sorry, what was the question? Because I was a bit distracted. Yeah.
Mazi Sonny, what is going on?
What, you are not here. You're distracted.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
The question is, the people have gotten to the point where manipulation from Britain and their proxy agents, who are the politicians, has so much affected them that they even threaten themselves, threaten to kill those who are fighting for them. Well, how did this come to this point, and how were they able to succeed in getting these people to this point of manipulation that the people can go as low as endorsing what is killing them? Just briefly.
All right. Nigeria was created in a way that they make you and I a slave. They create a system that is a contraption. So, when a system is created and they make that system vulnerable, and they also make you vulnerable,
Okay.
there is no time that they will drop water on the floor that you will not use your tongue to lick the water. So,
Wow. Okay.
it is something that they plan and make it to work out well so that at any time you will still run back to them as the slave. That is
Which means
what when you look at all these things that we have read from last on Monday to today, you see that in every step that Britain was taking to exterminate the Biafran people, that we have Britain were doing it with a strategy.
yes.
They were using your fellow brother you see in one Nigeria as a fellow brother. Where is the echo coming from? Whose microphone is
If you can mute so that you can have me.
They were using your fellow brother.
Can maybe everyone will mute so that only Moses Sonny's mic will be on.
Whose microphone is
If you can mute so that you can have me.
they were using your
Is anybody receiving call or something? Okay.
I think the sound was from Chook Survivor. It's okay now.
Okay.
It's okay
So
now.
now,
Am I coming out?
Okay. So now, that's another point. But let's go forward with the reading so that we can make more sense to this issue of manipulation. Because the major problem we have here now is that people have been manipulated to the point. Now, remember the video? You saw the video we were actually watching, which was supposed to also touch a little here today, where a man is standing there and manipulates, still using the concept of manipulation, as a tool to try to get the people. Now, let's look at this. Let's go on reading. So please take it up so that we can get to where we have the words. Of course, you can see the refugees, waiting for food. These are the tools, the style, the techniques of actually getting the people to be subjugated in their minds so that they will not be able to, know their rights and their privileges and what they stand for. So this is one of the manipulating tools to get the people down. So please, let's get on to the notes where we have it so we can read forward. We can go forward.
Please, can you, Mazi Kelechi, please roll down a little. Let me take 1 minute to explain something on this picture. You know, so let's connect together. So, you know, why we are showing this video, Biafrans, these guys here, they are not on the Christmas party. They are not going to watch. These are some of us still who are agitating today, either by reincarnation or by incarnations. These are the people that British suffered. That's why we want to open your eye. When you are looking at these people, these innocent people here, understand how far the British has played a very dirty role in your life as a black man. Put it in the skull of your mind, and now they're using the Fulani to put it through. But this 2023 will be the end. That's why we are here. Thank you, Mazen.
Yes.
Right on.
Yeah. Thank you so much. So now let's go forward. Let's go forward. Now, the British company that arranged the deal was Airwork, which that means that company that arranged the deal with those Yemen and other people to actually sell these arms with, and the Britain pretending as if they're not part of it, but it is their company that arranged it. That company is named Airwork, which was later to be used by the UK government to conceal its involvement in its covert war in Yemen. Now you see, to conceal that involvement now. The British government also agreed to put the Nigerians in touch with suitable pilots. British arms supplies were stepped up again later in the same month. Foreign Secretary Michael Stewart said the Nigerians could have a further 400,000 more mortar bombs and 2,000 rifles. Some 36 million rounds of ammunition had also been supplied in the last few months alone. Okay, let's take it up. In the last few months alone. You may tell Gowon Stewart, instructed High Commissioner Hunt in Lagos, that we are certainly ready to consider a further application to supply similar arms in the future. In the future, part of the future is now. Let's hold it in our heart. He concluded, if there is anything else for ground warfare, which you think they need and which would help speed up the end of fighting, please let us know and we will consider urgently whether we can supply it. Now, let's say something. Let's say something here. Let's just look at this critically. Now, this is, they are talking about, supplying arms in the future to help stop the war on time. Now, stopping the war here, actually, we know that it is not all about, the peace that will come to Biafra land. It is to subdue, and that subduing of Biafra is what they call ending the war, for that, peace in quote. Now, Mazio Kongo, they said for future, that means we have a case here, because this document, when you talk about future, there's no time to it. Future is future. And now we have the situation, Peter Obi is another weapon. How do you explain this to Biafrans? Because when we're looking at weapons, we're not just looking at just the arms and ammunition. We're looking at human weapons for future, stoppage of the war in the context of peace. Please, now that we have to be being another weapon for the future subduing of Biafra, what do you have to say to this?
Yeah, thank you. This is a very nice, when you came to that point when you were reasoning, it's like a spirit touched me somewhere, Now my eyes was open to know that this is the future they're talking about. But their future crashed on the way, let me tell you the truth. Their future did not reach to the destination because you know why? We are here. And their future can never penetrate anywhere. We are here to stop it. You see, when you read this script, last time I was really going through it, I was shocked to see how much impunity Great Britain has plotted against Nigeria, against the indigenous people. And nobody in the school of Nigeria, those people who call themselves graduates, was able to even understand what's happening. That's why some of them, when you're telling them about Biafra, they will see you as a mad person. They're talking about Obi. These are people that are ignorant because in the school of Nigeria, the history was not taught to them. And now, you see where the British hide this thing in the paper, supplying weapon, even to the future, which is now, because the war did not end. They have been supplying. Sometimes they supply in the form of P2B. Sometimes they've supplied also in the form of roachas or okorocha. That's what they're doing, because the moment you come in as a governor or you're contesting anything, you must go back. The British High Commissioner, Katrina Lang, has to first of all visit you, or you visit her. So they're the one in charge. So they are those people. You see, even they planted even the weapon. They have exported the weapon down to the IPOB. China Sangwo is one of the greatest weapons they have also imported on this end. But their end has come. That weapon, all those weapons,
Yes.
because we are ready. No going back, Biafra or Biafra. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mazi Okonkwo. Mazi Sani, weapons for the future. And we are in the future. And the future continues from here too. The weapons being supplied, weapons of human evil, weapons of ammunitions, and all of that, several kinds of weapons. Today we see the Nzama security outfit as a weapon. And of course, they are funding them with supplies. What do you have to say in this context?
Hey, the weapons plenty. Oh. The weapons plenty. The Fulanist caliphate, they are one of the weapons. Our politicians are one of the weapons. The way that they have made Nigeria to be unworkable for youth is another weapon. Underdevelopment is another weapon. Lack of infrastructure is another weapon. Your oil and gas, which they actually came for, using it to kill you and to descend on you every day, another weapon. That you cannot go to UK, which is the country that claims, or the colonies that claims that colonize you, and they will claim that they have your interest at heart, that you cannot go to that country without procuring visa. That is another weapon. That you is a slave to them is another weapon. That in this very age, oh my God, that in this very age, that the same British are the one deciding who will be your president for you is another weapon. In this very age, the same Britain is deciding who should go and be the Senate president of your country is another weapon. And at this very time, as you hear report like 10,000 something of people were killed in 2021. Then from the beginning of 2022 to this very time, you now have 7,000 something, or sorry, 1,000 something, if I'm not mistaken the figures. Then the people in power, the senators, the governors, the president, and all the people that you have that are leading you, they are going to the same UK to have meeting with them every day.
Okay.
And they are doing nothing about it. It's another weapon.
Yeah.
That all these things are being done before your very eye and nose, and you are seeing it all. That is a weapon. They set up this contraption, then they leave the power into the hands of the Fulanese, so that when they now press one button, they will turn to where they want them, whatever they want them to do, they will do it. That is a weapon.
Okay.
That you now is clamoring for freedom since 1966 to this very day, and they are using your leaders, your brothers and sisters, to sabotage your effort of gaining that freedom. Is another weapon. That they use money to see brainwash everybody because we like money too much. So they will go sell our brother comot because of money. Now another weapon. The weapons
Thank you so
plenty,
much.
they are in
Yes.
diverse ways. So
Thank
I
you so
just
much.
wish that Biafrans will take their stand and do not allow the weapons of this warfare that these people are set out to be useful to them again. They should turn it around. crush this Peter Obi rubbish, because he's another weapon now that they are using.
Yes.
Already the
Thank you so
campaign is
much.
going to start. So you people will be seeing what will be happening. Because we said when it is time, we're not going to see what will happen. If
Yes.
they happen, people go to say.
Thank you so much, Mazis. Thank you so much for that. Now,
Mazi Kelechi,
okay.
I'm not trying to, let's focus on this future promised weapon. It's very important.
Yes, it's very important. That is what that
is the era where we are now, and we must stop it.
There's something that Kingsley, Obidema said, in the comment section. He said the Constitution is a weapon. The Constitution is a weapon. Now, weapons. Now, this is now weapon against weapon.
That's what I was telling you. Weapon plenty.
Yes, ESN to our side. ESN is a weapon. Our media, Autopilot media is a weapon. The Umwanda is a weapon. The spokesperson of Biafra is a weapon. We are now talking about weapon against weapon, because they have constituted their weapons and we have constituted our weapons. But now let's analyze the enemy's weapons, because we know how effective our weapons are, because we have the upper hand and God is with us. Now, Mazi Chuk Survival, weapons, the future, weapons. What is on your mind? You are muted.
Okay. On that very issue, my brothers have spoken very well about the weapon. But before I go into what I want to say, we have to have it at the back of our mind that Biafra war has not ended. That supply has continued. Up till now, as you're watching me, the supply is still on.
Correct.
There is one weapon that we are forgetting. One weapon that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu busted. The imposter in Asorok. The late Muhammad Buhari.
That's one said, not the papa of the weapon.
And brought him back. This is their major weapon, the powerhouse. And when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was speaking about it, if you can remember, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said he's going to attack the head, cut off the head, and everything will disappear. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu went for that head until we got to where we are today. That was a great weapon, and they are still using him. If not for any other thing, look at the condition of our school, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, whom they kidnapped against international law. They violated international law, kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya, brought him to Nigeria. The international community, the United Nations, they know the fact that these people have violated their law. Yet, they gave this imposter a platform in the United Nations to speak. He was just in the United Nations speaking. Not even a sanction. Not even a sanction to the to officials in Nigeria. Every one of them is still jumping from one country to the other. The major weapon that they have pushed to us is the imposter, and he will surely be down. Just as Mazi Nnamdi said that the head will be cut off. It has been cut off. Just a small step, and we'll get to where we are going.
Thank you so much. Yes, now we're going to be looking at this weapon again. I'm going to start with Mazi Okonkwo again. We're going to talk about this. Now, we want to dissect it. We have the human weapons, we have the psychological weapons, we have the spiritual weapons, we have the armories and all of that, the technical weapons, that has to do with technology and all of that. Now, let's look at the human weapons. Let's look at the human weapons. When it comes to the human weapons,
he's clamoring for.
Okay, please just mute wherever you are so we can get it well. Now, just look at the human weapons. Now, let's go to the south, the Biafra land, the weapons of saboteurs. Now, saboteurs are another tool and weapons. Now, we have been managing these people who are the weapons or the stooges of the British, using the Fulanis, the caliphate. We have so many weapons in Biafra land being used by these people to actually, you remember the last thing in also, the weapon of Hope Uzodinma was used, to cause that mayhem. And of course, most of the killings going on, these governors are the weapons being used. Now, they have been very destructive and contributed to the problems we have. Now, Mazi Okonkwo, from the perspective of the people, how do you think that we can begin to handle these human weapons? Remember, they are the weapons for the future. They have been projected into the now to actually cause problems. Even as much as they know that we're getting into our freedom by 2023, they are still potent weapons in the hands of these people. And they are in our midst. How can our people handle these weapons?
Very important, in Igbo language, we said, person where enemy gather, they protect himself. Like Sonny said before, there's a lot of weapons that we don't need. When we talk about it, the Fulanization, the Fulani cow is also a weapon. Ruga is a weapon. So even Chinas and Woru is a weapon. Dangerous weapon, which is among us, which the Bible is talking about, the enemy in the house, is very, very dangerous weapon. For them to twist the mind of this guy is a very dangerous weapon. And how we have to, treat them or, wage them is that exposing them as we are doing, but it depends on how they come. If they come like a Fulani who comes inside my house and they want to rape my wife, I will protect myself. If you're the one who carry a baby, because I will not fold my hand for you to come and kill me. I must protect myself. It's in the Constitution, which is also a weapon. 1999 Constitution is the weapon that hold every Nigeria, plus myself, plus everyone that is here, is a weapon. So how we have to treat this thing is right now to stop this election that is going on, and we must be constant on our seat at home to end all this weapon, to destroy them, put them inside fire, is to agitate for Biafra to be resurrected. Biafra will solve the problem of Africa. Mazen the Kano said that Nigeria is like a cancer in the body of Africa. Until you cut off the body, which part the cancer is, before it will be healed. Biafra know what we're talking about. Let's hold it here.
Thank you so much, Mazio Kongwa. There's something that somebody said. I'm trying to look for it. Said that how many weapons can we use? Whether it's Kalu or so mates. They come and say, how many weapons can we kill? And they're always thinking, whenever we talk about dealing with weapons, people always think that we're talking about killing people. That is not the concept. We're not here to kill anybody. We want people to be saved, because that is what we came to do, to save people, to save Biafra. So we're not here to kill anybody. Now, the concept of dealing with these weapons, because the Bible talks about be wise as serpents and harmless as dove. And you know that even in the case of Jesus, it was actually an indoor weapon that was used against them by the external forces. So there is always the role that the indoor weapons the weapons play. Now, for instance, in the case of Jesus actually knew the beginning and the end of this weapon, and he managed him to the point where he got the victory through that weapon too. Exactly. Now, that is what we are talking about here now. Now, Mazi Sonny, how can Biafrans manage these weapons within us and still move on, advance, secure themselves, protect themselves, and make sure that these human weapons within us don't constitute a restriction, stopping us from getting into our victory?
Thank you. Before I point out how we are supposed to deal with these weapons and to surmount them, let me also point out something as first. This social media is another big weapon. Social media is another big weapon. And that is why I implore all Biafrans, if you are not on Twitter, you have to go to Twitter. Please, go to Twitter. Go to Twitter, create an account, and then follow us. Follow Simon Ekpa, follow us. Follow everybody, and when we tweet one, you retweet and let it go viral. Because 90% of tweets that we make, we tag the UK Prime Minister, we tag the UN, we tag President of America, we tag NATO, we tag International Criminal Court, we tag all these important bodies that matters. So when they get our tweet, they understand what it actually means. Now, during the massacre of 66 to 70s, BBC, Premium Times of London, these are the two media outlets that were used to send out the wrong information to the international community against the Biafran people. Even as they were killing us. So the media was used wrongly to send out a narrative against us, which is a very big weapon. In this very age, In this very age, all of you now, Biafrans, you are opportune to use a smartphone. So, as we are here on this live broadcast, all you need to do is you hit the like button, you hit the share, you retweet, you click the love, you comment something, it pop up this thing and it makes it to go far and wide. It is pushing the feet to the international community to be seen, so that now that we are entering into arms struggle, in our liberation, nobody will say, I did not see evidence or massacres of how they are massacring them. You wouldn't be surprised to hear that. Someone just said last month that he never heard of the Biafran massacre, which Nigerian government, headed by the British, did upon us in the 66. Let me say from this. No, let me just even say from 1900 to this very day. That this person that said this thing is about 40 years old, and he's based in UK. Sorry, he's based in America. So without you telling your stories, without you pushing out the narratives, people will not know and understand that they have made you all poor in one Nigeria. This is another weapon. Oh. This is the weapon that the British still use. Poverty.
Okay.
They make poverty to be dominant in one Nigeria,
Right.
whereby only the rich will have power to touch money. Then you, as the
All
poor,
right.
you remain slaves forever. That is another what? Weapon. So when
Right.
time reach like election now, they will give you one bag of rice. You run, go there. How can somebody work in a country and then the pay, the pay monthly is just 20,000 or 15,000 or 10,000 naira? Naira. You will ask them whether they can receive that kind of money in Europe, or whether they can receive that kind of value in UK or America, and what that money can be able to achieve. All these are the weapons that were set up by the oligarchies, so that everybody will remain in that place and they will continue to jeopardize everything. And the day that you are shouting for freedom like this, telling people, come out, leave the criminals, they will tell you, what am I going to eat? Is a tool that was created as a weapon used long time ago to destroy the mindset of people, so that they cannot be able to face
Okay.
situations.
All right.
Already alone, making their mindset to be like that of a fly makes it so weakened for them to face or to be able to challenge something that is coming. It is a weapon the way they have set it out. Now, coming
Okay.
down to the ones that we see like human beings, like the politicians and the Indian Samas that we have, and the other people that we see them very, very well. What we need to do now, like now where we don't enter this,
This is only you've taken 4 minutes.
sorry, now where we don't enter this liberation mode now, is that when they say don't go out, don't go out, so that anything will happen, you know, say now woto they happen, because this time no be time where they talk too much, no be time where they look faces. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mazis. You have actually opened the floor for the weapons that we have to counter these weapons. That is where I want Mazi Chuksal to come in. Now, one of the weapons that we actually have to counter these weapons is the ESN. And the funding of ESN is very crucial to be very potent as a weapon. Of course, ESN has to grow and increase, and every supply, including the weaponry, the armories, and all of that, the ESN or the alliance actually will take care of that. So, which means that we must consider this weapon we have as a tool that is so potent that every Biafran must be part of. Please, what would you say, Mazi Chief Survival, to Biafrans? Because we have another fundraising coming up. And of course, aside fundraising days, the usual funding, what we can always do, even aside fundraising times, so that we can get this, because we have entered the crucial stage where every fund is needed. What do you say about this, Mazis Chief Survival? You are muted.
What I have to say on that very aspect is to my fellow Biafrans. You see, I'm so happy the state that we have reached and how far we have come. All of us should appreciate Chukwu Okike Abiama for giving us somebody like Mazen Nandekano. He laid a very strong foundation for us. You see, everything you need to do to counter those weapons of the enemy and everything we need to do to have our freedom, they are all in place. Mazen Nandekano have laid the foundation. Talk about the media we are talking about. Remember how we suffered in the past war, the media blockade. They can never, ever have any media blockade against Biafra anymore. It cannot happen. Mazen Nandekano started by laying that foundation, by hijacking the social media and handed it over to the Biafran people. It's left for us what we want to do with it. Today, without doubt, the Biafran people are in charge in the social media. And we cannot allow that weapon to slip out of our hand. Don't pay attention to gossips. When you come to the weapon of in terms of the ESM, Mazen Nandekano launched that ESM to protect you and I, to defend Biafra land. When he launched it, every one of us saw it. We have all the tools in our hands. It is in our hand today to continue to work. Continue to build on that foundation that has been laid for us. Support the ESN the best way you can. Support them the best way you can. There are some people whom Chukwu Okike Abiama have placed that wealth in their hand to fight for the coming of Biafra. Mazen Nandekano said it by himself, that there are people who are born for this mission. And from every indication, some of them have been afraid because of the infiltration of the Department of Saboteurs. Some of them have been afraid to come out. But I must tell you now, this is no longer for a time you tell me that you don't know who is on the right path or who is on the wrong path. It is very, very open and plain now. If you decide not to fund the ESN or support that which is right, you are doing it intentionally. Don't tell me you are afraid of somebody who is going to steal your money or what your money will go to. The struggle now is on a playing ground. At least now we know whom we are dealing with. We are not dealing with goats. If you talk about the spokesperson of Biafra today, you know whom you are talking to. You can talk to him, you can see him, you can call him on phone. Unlike before, when people had under the keyboard and they claim to be the spokesperson of Biafra, you don't know whom you are dealing with. Some will come out and claim to be in charge of your finance. You don't know their address, you don't know their name, you don't know who they are. Today, you know whom to hold responsible. So when you are putting your money to sponsor the ESN, there is no need to be afraid. There is no longer time for someone to sit on the fence. If you are a genuine Biafran and you are still sitting on the fence today, you are sitting on the fence, you don't want to come out to pay on rule wherever, whatever Chukwu Okike Abiama has placed in your man. If you are financially strong, come out. If you are on the ground, do what you have to do. If you're on media, do what you have to do on the media. If you are a prayer warrior, pray more than you have ever done before. These are the weapons that have been left for us. Mazen Nandekano, who is piloting it, who is our leader, everything is complete in him. Talk about prayer. He prays more than every one of us. He prays for us 7 good times every day. 7 good times every day he prays for us. None of us can even pray for him 3 times a day. You hardly find a Biafran that pray for Mazen Nandekano 3 times a day. But Mazen Nandekano, while he was with us, he was praying 7 good times every day. And could you imagine how many times he's praying now? That the only duty he has is pray for you and I. And you still see people hanging on the fence. He gave you the defense. Talk of the defense, the material defense, he gave it to you only for you to fund it and make sure it doesn't go down. Are you going to allow the Department of Saboteurs to continue to sabotage that thing that you see that Mazen Nandekano put in place for your own freedom, for your freedom? Will you still allow people to begin to manipulate it? Sometimes when you talk about funding ESN, people will think you are funding Mazen Nandekano or you are funding Simon Eba or you are funding me or anybody here. You are actually funding your own protection, your unborn generation, your future. That is what you are funding.
Go deeper, brother.
And if you refuse to do so, you are signing your death warrant. You can only take the horse to the river, but you cannot force the horse to drink the water. If you decide to commit suicide, in this planet that we are now, people can decide to take their life if they choose to.
Exactly.
You have the right to take your own life if you choose to. I used to tell people when I broadcast, I say, the struggle, the stage we are now, it is no longer the stage where you begin to beg people, please come and join, please come and join. Let me tell you, there was a video I played on my broadcast when I was broadcasting. Mazen Nandekanu said what is happening today. Mazen Nandekanu laid the foundation. He said it, that before 2023, the zoo will be destroyed. He said it. And when Mazen Simon came and told that Biafra is coming on 2023, I remember the word Mazen Simon used to say, that he goes to the heart of Mazen Nandekanu to pick out words. You wouldn't know what that means until when you pay attention to every broadcast Simon ever made. When you pay attention to his broadcast, you know why he said what he said. And I'm not believing him because he said it. I follow every single thing he says. If you don't fund ESN, it is up to you. But let me tell you, if you are one of those that Chukwu Okikaben have put that finance in your hand, sponsor the coming of Biafra, and you refuse to do it, it's going to dry up. But if you come out and sponsor the BSN, let me tell you, your river will never dry. It doesn't matter the amount you commit, you will never lack.
Right.
If your own role is to sit at home, when they say sit at home, pass the information and sit at home. Share videos and sit at home. Continue to do it and increase your volume on it. This is no longer time for you to beg anybody. Take your position. If you leave your seat, somebody will take it. We are going home 2023. Thank you for the
Thank you so much for choose survival. Before we go on the next segment,
please, I want to say
let me ask. I want to say something.
Thank you.
But yes,
okay.
Well, I want you to actually add to this, to what you want to say. You know, some of our people don't even know how to go about funding ESN, because funding ESN is basic of what, in fact, basic now is funding of ESN. You know, and we have to direct our people, especially those who are in Biafra land, you know, and how to do this. So please, adding to what you're going to say on this matter, you know, on the tools that we have to deal with these matters. How do we fund ESN?
Thank you. Funding the ESN is the fundamental something that everybody must, we have to try to, I would say, to make it work. In this struggle, like Chief Survivor have said, everybody is putting his part. There are those who God bless with the physical cash. And Chuk Survival also talks something. You are not paying the money for me. You are not paying it for him, rather Nnamdi Kanu. So it is something that can never be thwarted. You know, you cannot thwart it. It is the order of the day that you must know that you're supposed to put anything you have, both your evangelism, both your administration, both everyone who is tweeting. That is the only way we can go, we can come out of it. Now, like we are discussing here today, Kelechi, one of the most dangerous weapons we have to possess to destroy this weapon of the enemy is we must remove fear from us. If you check our leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, he managed to bring us this far because he was able to conquer fear of dying, fear of what people will say. If you check the book of Isaiah chapter number 41 verse number 10, the Bible states clear there. He said, fear not, for I am with you. He said it. In Joshua chapter number 1, that was the first command God gave to Joshua. Also, they are also in the same process, fighting against their enemy. And they said, do not be afraid, for the Lord your God is with you. Then in 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse number 7, he said, for God has not given us a spirit of fearness, but a sound mind. Those who fears on this struggle are those who have been infiltrated, those who have taken an oath, and the oath they took, they has betrayed the oath. Those who stand for this struggle, whether life or death, are the people that are going to make it. We are choosing and called for this struggle. That's why you see, whenever time we are here, you can see our faces change. We have been here before. Like as I said, anybody that is born in the year 1970, after the war, either by reincarnation or by incarnation, you are born here. Either you die before or you are being starved. So one of the things we must make here, some of the pastors that are here, please don't be so religious to say Mazoko was talking about reincarnation. And of course, after all, it's biblical. when we're waiting for the return of Elijah or John the Baptist. It's there, the book of Micah or Malachi. So let's put it on the corner. What I'm saying is this: the reason why the Israeli Palestinians are still fighting, when you kill the body, the soul that you wounded will carry the same information and come back. So the fight between us and Fulani is an unendable fight until Nigeria is physically separated. Then everybody will be stable, and we're ready for it. We pay our life for it, and we'll stand for it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mazi Okonkwo. Mazi Sani, please briefly, just in 2 minutes, I want you to talk about this, especially the ESN funding and where the people can pay their funds to and all of that. Somebody was asking, how do we do it? Some people are desirous to, but maybe because they don't know how to and what to. So we can guide them here. And of course, the website is there, but still people find it hard to understand what they need to do. So please, can you throw light and to that, and also to say something you have on your mind regarding, the security or the weapon of ESN as a means of getting our freedom in conjunction with the alliance we have, because ESN is a function in in the alliance. We still have a broader alliance that is taking this movement to the point of freedom. So please say something about it.
Okay, thank you once again. ESN is not just like people hear the name ESN or Eastern Security Network. They just take them to just be Eastern Security Network as just the name. No, they have a greater tax. The prayer of Mazin Nnamdi Kanu that we prayed at the beginning of this broadcast entails many things about the mandate ESN has to do. And he said, I am the commander of the army of Biafra. And then he later showed us the ESN. At the tail end, he said, they will defend you. They will protect our lands. They will not run away because they have vowed to defend our lands. Those people that they killed during, those are our brothers and sisters that they killed during the war. If they did not just kill them, then they just let them alone to just die in a different way, it would have been better. But as they killed them, Ikonso that was killed yesterday, Ikonso is still fighting now. You may say, oh, we buried him. You buried Ikonso. the thousands and millions of Biafrans that you massacred, it is that spirit of those people that are still fighting now. It is those spirits that are igniting us, that are picking us where we can be able to stand up again. It is that same spirit, that same their power wey dey for their body wey una kill, that their blood. Na im come enter Mazi Nnamdi Kanu head, wey im begin dey talk again. To say una no been kill us like that, and then continue the war since then. There was no reparations. There was nothing like a reunification project or degree. All we have seen since then is continuous subjugation and exploitation and exploration. Is it not because of the oil and gas that you people came to kill us? Is it not the same oil and gas that people are still fighting today and you don't want us to be alive? Okay. ESN has a very big work to do as the weapon force and the army of Biafra, which they will come out to be when the time comes, just like Martin African said. So, for that ESN as our weapon to stand and to be able to continue to flush out the Fulani terrorists inside the bushes that have come to kill our women, our children, and to rape them and to cut them to pieces, we need funding. You have to go to the website www.ipobinusa.org/donate. On that website, you see many options there. The 1,000 men option, one-time payment, then recurring payment. Then you see another option that talks about other things like general dues. political lobbying. When you visit the website, you get every information you need. The website address is www.ipobinusa.org/donate. That is where you go, you do your donations to support ESN. There is a step-by-step video to guide you through that process, and we have it in circulation. It's there on our channels. You can reach out to any of the media personnel. They'll link you up to the video. After you finish watch that video, you will do your payment within 5 minutes without even calling the person that sent you the video to watch again. It's very easy and very simple. You cannot fight and defend yourselves and multiply and reinforce your war chest without finance. You need finance to be able to procure anything and everything that you want. That is why fundraising to sustain the ESN and to make them work strong is very, very important. Visit the website not only when we schedule a fundraising, visit the website at your leisure time and do your donation in any way possible. Now, there is a group of Telegram for 1,000 men, which this group now are the group of people that when there is emergency, we call them. As we just call them, we say there's an emergency of 10,000 or 15,000 or $20,000 that we need to sort out some of the concerns. They will unanimously contribute this money without you that is watching us here knowing. That is what happens in that 1,000 men groups. You see people donating 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 500, 200 without compulsion because they understand what we are going into. Martin Namdekano said, you that is in abroad, that God put you there for a purpose, and you are the one that will finance our cause to our freedom. And you do not need to relent because the God that sent you there will give you the strength, and He has given you the strength. That is for the 1,000 men group. Now, there is another group that has been set out because you may say, oh, I don't have money that could be up to 50 or 100 upward or 200 to be in the 1,000 men group. There's another group now which you can also be in that other group, and your payment should be from $5 upward, or even from $2 or $3 or $4 upward. You can be making these donations maybe daily or 2 times in a day, or maybe weekly, or 2 times in a week, or 1 time in a week, or 2 times in a week, or maybe in a month. See, when you calculate $1.5, or $5, or $10, or 20, by let's say the total numbers of people that are making it each month are 1,000, it goes a long way, and it can acquire us a lot of things to do what? To fund the ESN. So that other group has been launched. So when you make your payment, then you want to join that group. Why do you need to be in that group? So that you will be coordinated. When you do your payment, you know what is going on. We want everybody to be carried along. We want everybody to sacrifice for their freedom. When you read some publications, you will hear that Ojuku's father was the richest man in Nigeria. And Ojuku had to use part of the money that his father had to fund our project. Do you understand the point? Now, Mazin Namdekanu does not want to use his own personal money to fund the project. So that tomorrow you will not come and write and say, oh, he was trying to make it his personal or family business. He wants you and I to be 100% participating in it so that you will understand that you contributed to your freedom immensely. That is the fact. That is that about ESN. It is the collective responsibility of everybody to sustain ESN. Now, you will hear of ESN. It's not just ESN. Oh, now there are many allegiances that has been made, and we are seeing expanding the handshakes and to bring every other persons to come together. So the funding or the financing of everything that ESM will be doing, our gallant men will be doing, will be increasing with time because of the demand and how far the groups are expanding. Because now it's not just about focusing in one side. Everywhere, all the entire Biafran state has to be carried along and connected so that when fire is burning in Ebonyi, eh, we will resonate the action in Cross River. When it is happening in Cross River, we will resonate it in Imo State. So that when the zoo now wants to come with a counter force, they will be confused, they will not know where to start. Because forces are coming from left, right, center. But when they now just understand and concentrate that, oh, there is a camp in Imo State, they will go and focus in Imo State. They hear, oh, we have a camp in Anambra, they will go and focus there. But we want to have everything everywhere so that we will outnumber them in thousands because ESN are plenty. There are people that are even ready to sacrifice to do this volunteer work. Also be reminded, ESN are not paid. ESN are volunteered men and women that are volunteering their services to secure your land. So they are not collecting salary. You will see videos that Britain publish, and they will tell you that the Biafran army were made of volunteers, not well-trained soldiers that were in the army of Nigeria that were trained by Britain. These were volunteers that volunteered to come out and then to stand to defend their lands. And that is what still happens to this very day. So please support ESN from anywhere you are and make use of everything that you have. There, Mazi.
All right, thank you so much. I actually had a network problem, so I had to refresh. Now, let's go to the next. Let's go to the the article so that we can read further, and then be able to. Mazi will go. I don't know whether you have anything to say from what we have been saying. Because
No. Go on. Roll.
Okay, so maybe as we go on, you can get to. Now, let's look at it. Now, we said. Please, let's take it up. I think we've done this part. We have done this part. Let me see. You may tell Gowan, Stewart instructed High Commissioner in Lagos, that we are certainly ready to consider a further application to supply similar arms in the future, he concluded. If there's anything else for ground warfare, which you think they need, and which would help speed up the end of fighting. The end of fighting is to cause genocide, to kill Biafrans. That will bring the end of fighting. That is what they are trying to say here. Please let us know, and we will consider urgently whether we can supply it. Now you can imagine with the same thing, they're talking about the end of fighting, just like what they have done at Osu and other places, trying to level the community and all of that. Now, let's read further. At the same time, the Foreign Office was instructing its missions around the world to provide this information about the extent of this arms supply. The Foreign Office was instructing its mission around the world to provide this information. This information or misinformation is a weapon. Let's take it up now. Let's take it up now. Okay, provide this information. Provide this information. Very strong one. Provide this information. Okay. So now, let's take it from here now. It sent a memo to diplomatic posts on 22nd of November stating that we wish to discourage suggestions that the Nigerians in this recent meeting with British officials were seeking to negotiate a massive arms deal. Rather, our policy of supplying is reasonable quantity arms of the kind traditionally supplied to Nigeria. will be maintained, but no change in the recent pattern of supplies is to be expected. Now let's go down. Resisting pressure. Resisting pressure. Resisting pressure. By the last 2 months of 1968, with hundreds of thousands not now dead, the fighting has reached a stalemate. The federal government has taken all Biafran territory, apart from a small enclave consisting of 3 million people in an area. So, which means that end of fighting was actually to take over and to annihilate the people. Enclave consisting of 3 million people in an area the size of the British County of Kent. Sorry. Biafrans were dependent on 2 airstrips for outside supplies, which were limited by both Gowon's and Jojuku's refusal to allow sufficient number of aircraft. Okay, let's take it down to land. Humanitarian agencies were continuing calls for a ceasefire as suffering, especially starvation, had reached crisis proportion. Starvation had reached crisis proportion. This is what they did to our people. However, Wilson told Gowon in November, we shall continue to maintain our present policy. Despite these heavy pressures on us, we shall continue to maintain our present policy. Now, Wilson is gone and the policy is still on. Let's read on. We're going to talk about it. Foreign Secretary Stewart instructed Lord Shepherd on a visit to Lagos to tell Gowon of the extraordinary steps Britain was taking to support him. Extraordinary steps. Extraordinary steps Britain is taking to support the contraption which Gowon was in charge of then. The same extraordinary steps being taken now. We'll talk about it. Gowon should realize, Stewart said, that opposition to British policy cuts right across to normal political or party. Let's take it up. Cuts right across the normal political or party divisions in the country, and is especially strong in the various churches. Now let's stop here. Let's look at it critically now. Now, this has brought us to the religious strategy, cutting across politics into religion. Now, I want us to be real here, because most of the time, sometimes we try to, the only time we can be free anyways is for us to actually beat and to deal with, issues that have to do with us, especially. Now, if you look at that write-up, they said their policy is very much in connection to their political approach, also coming through the churches. I'm explaining them in my words now. I think somebody here has just Joe Kane Chijioke has given a super chat of 200 naira to I don't know. Okay, so of course we know where it is gone. So thank you so much for doing this, and thank you very much for that support. Thank you very much for that support, Joe Kane Chijioke. Joe Kane. Well, now we are seeing the zoo agents here coming with their different names to actually do some postings here. We recognize them. It's their normal, that's their work anyways. They should go on with it. Now, Mazi keeps survival. But before you come in, let me go to Mazi Ugo, because he has not spoken. Mazi Ugo, the churches. That is why you see Khan, PFN, everybody is silent, as if nothing is happening. Because the church has been compromised. Or let me not say the church, because the church cannot be compromised. The church is Christ's church. The system, the organization that brings churches together or brings the church together the registered organization, the incorporated organization all over, registered for their own selfish ministry interest. Now you see that the British policy is telling on their activities in the present day Nigeria as it is constituted. And the people who make up these religious organizations are Biafrans and other people who are part of other nations in the zoo. Can you speak sense? We are not saying they shouldn't attend their religious organizations again. We're not telling them not to go to church, but can you tell them something for them to understand that freedom is very important? As much as freedom is important, religion is a strategy in the hands of Britain. They gave us religion, they gave us Christianity, yet they are using Fulanization of the Quran or the Sharia system to subdue us. Please, can you say something about that, Mazugo?
Well, thank you very much, and I am sorry for coming in and going out. When would they talk of church? Would they talk of this? Abi? Who write this Bible? King James.
Please, before you go on, please, everybody disregard this your mix. That's one of those fake accounts.
Remove him from there.
I don't know.
You see, most of these people committing nuisance are from Facebook. They are from Facebook, where they have one business organization with it. So as I be the talk, this Bible, who carry and come? Now the same people. What will be the policy? That is what we should ask ourselves. The policy, every policy where you see these people, where you call British, where you call white, supremacy, that is the policy. Those white supremacy policy is to bring this thing to our land. Now, those that think we are saying, whenever you talk about Christianity, they think it's against Jesus Christ or against God. I want you to ask yourself one question. What is the meaning of Christianity? The true name of Jesus Christ is not Jesus Christ. He was renamed. He was baptized from Yeshua to Jesus Christ. The same way they came to our land, studied our religion. The same way they came to our land, studied our religion, went back, compiled this Bible, brought it to us, and told us that our own religion is evil. Then they gave us this. And when you look into this, everything inside this Bible is the same religion our ancestors practiced. I don't know whether anybody want to agree or whether anybody don't want to agree, but that is the fact. Now ask yourself, these people came, they colonized us, they conquered everybody. They conquered from Badagry, Lagos State, Bendel, Imo, Edo, Babraba, North, Ugwawusa, Bokobiri, all of them. Now, when they brought this Bible, have you asked yourself, why did they give this Bible to us? They did not give this Bible to the people of Yoruba. People of Yorubas that are Christians through us. The thing like they carry and come give us, then from us, the Christianity can spread, enter Yoruba. Now, if true say these people mean well, they mean well for their creation, for their masterpiece, why did they not make sure that this good news, this beautiful news, this news of life, this gospel of life, why did they not take it to the north? Or is it that they only love some part of their creation called Nigeria? Project, not be creation. Their project called Nigeria, that is our part. They love us well, but those will be northerners, they don't like them. They want me they go to hellfire. Is that what you are telling me? before anybody go tell you say Christianity do this one, Christianity, ask yourself why Jesus was here, which church in dey go, wetin be the name of him church.
Maziogo, I don't want us to go too critical in dealing with the concept of Christianity. Of course, we understand that Christianity has been poisoned, the way it's not supposed to be. But we want to look at how Britain is now creating a religious form of hijacking the minds of the people using this concept of Christianity. Christianity means Christ-like, behaving like Christ. Christ had his attitude. Christ was a just man. By the scriptures, we know that he came to save the people. He sacrificed his life. Christ represents love. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life. That means he came to save. Now, but Britain is doing the opposite now. They are subjugating, yet they are talking about Christ who came to save. So you see the contradiction. So now, how do we help our people to understand that in spite of the fact that you have embraced this concept of Christianity, which we, of course, we believe, we are not doubting Christ. We all know that he is the Son of God and he came to save the world. How do we now get our people to separate religion from the concept of Christianity? Because Christianity is a way of life. Religion is a pattern designed out of the concept of the way of life to control the people. That is what Britain has done, using the concept of what they have done to keep us in this situation.
Yes.
Now, politically now, they have used this.
Yes.
How do we help our people to understand these factors?
That's
just 1 minute. We can finish on this thing.
That's something I'm saying. They use this Bible to do us Pope, Sarah. That time where we small, get one thing where they do for school. They go close your eye, you go do Pope, Sarah, you no go know where the person dey. You go jam wall, you go jam tree. Sometimes they go put leg, you go fall. Now wetin they use them to us. The true religion is not what we are practicing. And when you look at the Christian church, the churches today, what are they doing? The bid of their master, the policy is to protect or to keep the project growing and flowing. Because once you do anything to touch or to go close to reducing the flow or the growth of their project, they will come against you. You are their enemy. That is why today the pattern, ask yourself, the way we are practicing Christianity, is it the way they are practicing? Look at Obi. Where did they ask Obi to go? Into the church. Just look at Obi.
Now, yes, vital point. You have said it now. Very, very key. Now you are streamlined it now to the church. That means there's something about the church that is being used as a manipulating tool. Now, what's your Konko? Now look at it.
Sorry to tell you, the second person they used with church is Osibanjo. Church, Osibanjo.
Yes. Now there is a fusion, Mazio Konko, there is a fusion of religion and politics here. Now, because they know religion has a way of moderating the people on a particular belief. Now they streamline it and juxtaposition it with politics so that they can use the religious leaders to control the people. Now, if you look at it critically, let's look at it. Khan is not functional. People are being killed in Biafra land. Khan is not saying anything. PFN is not saying anything. What is the place of the people in this kind of dilemma, in this kind of situation? Mazio Konko. You're muted.
I think when I use my earpiece, I can hear you guys.
Hear you now.
Okay, thank you so much, Biafrans. Here, everyone has to defend his office, and I wouldn't allow us to dive too much into religious aspect of everything here. I'm a Christian. I defend the Bible, and I believe I defend the Bible. You see, the Bible is not the problem. That B whatever is simple mean the B stand for blessed and I stand for information. Another B means brings and life. The is at the end means eternity, means blessed information brings life eternal. That's what it stands for. See, anybody can twist anything. Before the white man begin to answer Bush, we the Igbos have been answering Ofia, Oji. So they don't teach us anything. Like Ugo have just rightly said at the initial, there are some part of our tradition that are in that Bible. But as mankind grows, corruption and iniquity begin to come into our heart. If mankind can mock Christ, what about the book? One of the things I believe is the Bible himself, the book, is not the rating, but it's about the spirit in the book. God can use someone, see, the King James can be a criminal, and God can still use him to put the truth into this earth, because the Bible says it is he that giveth the power to will and to do. So when we're discussing about the issue of the scripture, we should be very careful how we dive into it. There is nothing ever that British touch, even if it's the original, they would like to suppress. If they catch God, they will even cook God. I'm telling you. So we should not look into how they manipulated and used the scripture. Do you know what they use? They use our humility, the love we have, but that's why God is also going to judge them. We love God. They present Bible to us. We embrace it, because when they confess, they begin to tell us non-violence, which is the real order of life. But when we begin to do non-violent, we should also not say that how we begin to behave when the Bible enters our hand. It's not a just way. It is. But the issue there is there are many people who now begin to use the Bible, use the Omenala, not only the Bible that have been infiltrated. There are also many fake native doctors today in everywhere. So we should also look into that. So, but what I want to say, looking into the eyes of the British, these are the people that are creating our problem. They use everything they have in order to intimidate you, both the truth, which is the Bible that God also give to them. We should not look into them, and also not corrupt the scripture. The scripture is just and right, and it cannot be thwarted.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mazi Okonkwo, for making it clear, because there's a difference between religion and Christianity. Religion is the use corrupting of the Christian lifestyle, or corrupting of Christ's mission to suit their own purpose for control. That is what the British have done. That is why you see most of these people who are actually calling themselves Christians, even being leaders, yet they are actually being religious, because that's why they cannot actually come out to defend the people, because they are operating a program, a political religious program that has been used to corrupt the system of Christianity. Mazi Sonny, what do you have to say about that?
Thank you very much. And sorry that I had to opt out because of some unforeseen circumstances that came up. Okay, I'm back. So we must continue, and we move with full speed. From what you read before, if you don't mind bringing it to the screen. Now, you said the Foreign Secretary Stewart instructed Lord. Let me see if I can pick that place. I think it was up here. Okay, here. You said the Foreign Secretary. You said the Foreign Secretary Stewart instructed Lord Shepherd on a visit to Lagos to tell Gowon of the extraordinary steps Britain was taking to support him. Gowon should realize, Stewart said, British warned that the opposition to British policy cuts right across the normal political or party divisions in the country, and is especially strong in the various churches. You can remove it. Is very strong in the various churches. Is very strong in the various churches. So let us now go back to the figurehead there that Britain used to kill Biafrans and massacre Biafrans. Gowon. Gowon is who? Gowon is a Christian. Gowon is from that same church, where Britain told him, if you oppose this policy that we have brought, we will use it to sanction the churches. So they put the church on one corner and condition them and hang them like this. You see, then let me bring it down now to what is happening today. How many of us have seen Father Mbaka? How many of us have seen the strides and the hard work that Father Mbaka had been doing to the quest for the restoration of Biafra and to the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Father Mbaka is the only man that decided to speak truth to power against the church authority, which is coming from where? The supremacy of Britain. And it is controlled from the Fulani Caliphate from Abuja. Because Father Mbaka stood and then spoke against them, did they not shut down Father Mbaka's church for some time? The man that has been speaking, when you are looking for all the preachers in Biafra land and in Nigeria, show me one that is as courageous as when Mbaka was talking against what we were doing from Autopilot, the way he was taking side when he did not really understand the main objective and importance of ESN. We castigated him until when the zoo wanted to destroy him, we came back to defend him, and then we got him back to ourselves. When he now saw that MNK was kidnapped, and they kidnapped, yet people were still dying, people were still being killed, our villages were still being invaded. He was not the one that came out and was shouting that after you have even kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you lock him up. All these things have not stopped. Oh, it has multiplied. He started challenging them. He caused the leaders in the east. That is why when many people see us play video of Father Mbaka for the past 1 week, as if we have not been playing it before, we played it for a purpose, because it was a way of protest. Protesting for Mbaka to be restored back to his mouth so that he can continue to be speaking for the Biafran defense, to be speaking for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So how did British play a role by using the church? It started from when they made the policy and then they gave it to Gowon, because they saw that when you say you are Christian, you will always have this soft target mind that they will be able to use you for every game. And it is that your soft targetness that is making you vulnerable to be used. Who is mostly destroyed in one Nigeria? It is the Christians. Because of, say, they no one go fire something the way they think they fire. Then they kill you, they go they do prayers. Is that not magic? Israel that are doing prayers, are they not the people that build walls of defense to intercept the missiles that was thrown against them? When David was preparing the army, they will finish prepare their weapons, and the soldiers, all of them standing by, then they will seek the face of God. But their weapons there, but they will seek the face of God to ask for his guidance, to follow, to put them through. But they will not do anything without looking for their weapons. But Christians of today tends to do prayer when somebody is cutting their head off. You look for something.
Yes, you made a vital point. Go on giving a script. And where as soon as the war, as soon as they were ready to actually deal with Biafrans, they actually used a Christian as a weapon. So as them, to
Exactly.
proof of that. Yes. So Mazi, Survivor. Before we open the lines for the calls, because of time, we are going to read through anyways. After Mazi Survivor says something, we're going to read through to the end. I think we're almost ending that so that we can actually round up this. We are sorry, Biafrans. We have to explain so many things along the line. That is why we have taken about 2 hours plus. But definitely, at least we'll take a few calls from you, maybe 5 calls. At least so we can hear you talk. And then next time, on Monday, by the time we come on Monday, we're going to have more time for you to talk, because on Friday is our total lockdown. So Mazi Survival, say something about this. I know you have something in mind that you want to say, so just say it now.
My fellow Biafrans, on this very issue, I think I have to agree with what our brother Mazo Konko said, in his own dimension where he was coming from, I totally agree with him. In the sense that I don't think that Christianity is the problem.
Yes.
But the problem we have is the people themselves.
That's it.
The people themselves are the problem. Because let me tell you, you see, I used to tell people that Christianity is not stupidity. In that same Bible we are talking about, in that same Christian, you were being told there's a place in unity that you should behave like, is it the Pharisees or whatever, that when you are being taught something, you should go and study, go and find out if what you were told is true or lie. It's written in the Bible that anything you are being taught, when your pastor teach you or your reverend, whatever they say, go back and study and find out whether what they are telling you is the truth or not. But as a black man that we are, our own problem, just like when Mazin Nanika talk, he will cry about the black man mentality. When you hide something inside a book, they will never go to get it. Once you want to keep something away from the black man, keep it in the book. They will not read. They will not study it. We only believe that thing we are being told, and we follow it and pursue it. Maybe because of our own kind of mindset. But the major problem is not that religion. The problem is the people themselves, the kind of evil mind they have, the kind of mind they have. That is why they always allow themselves to be manipulated, because of their own selfish interest. Because of their own selfish, that is why we always fall victim of that problem. You always fall victim when they want to use you against your own brother. They want to elevate you and make you the richest man in the town, so that every other person around you will bow before you. You become happy. So many black people prefer to be the house nigger. You know about the house nigger. They prefer to be the house nigger, eating from the master's crumb. From your own wealth, you'll be eating from the crumb of your own wealth. Just like we see today, you see our own brother in their land where the wealth is coming from. You are busy fighting over protecting a pipeline from your own wealth. Your own wealth you're supposed to protect and fight for your independence. You are fighting yourself on how to protect a pipeline. Then you allow the enemy to now extract the wealth from your town and take out to somewhere else. You are not even fighting to get independence for your people. Your own brothers are fighting for independence. You don't care about it. You are now focused on fighting for a pipeline to satisfy your own selfish interest. Once you are satisfied and you are the richest man in your village, you are okay. You don't care. Once when British want to make a call, it is you they will call and say something, just for the fact that you will be presented before. And I'm telling you, even Peter Obi that is coming today, Peter Obi is not even going around to be a president for your own sake. He wants to be recognized as the first Biafran to be democratically elected as a president in the Zoological Republic. That is what he wants to achieve. So when you look at the mentality of the black people, our problem is that mentality we have. We don't have, we care. People are so individualistic that they don't think about their neighbor. You don't think about your neighbor. After all, that same Christian, is it not the same Christianity that the white people are practicing? In the West, it's the same thing they are doing. The same Bible they are reading is what they are reading. Then why is your own interpretation different from theirs? Why are you doing different things from theirs? It is because of your own mentality. The problem is you.
That is it. Yes.
Thank you,
Thank you so much, Mazi Chooks. You have said it all. The people are the problem, not the concept of God and the program of God for humanity, but the people, how they handle the program of God for humanity becomes the problem. And that is why they see it as an alibi to actually use corrupt people in that system of God's program to actually corrupt. That is why the Bible says, Jesus said in Matthew 24, he said, if the days are not shortened, even the elect, it's a manipulation, it's a manipulation. And let's read down so that we can finish up this write-up today, and then we can go on to receive calls from you. I'll put, as soon as we finish reading, we're going to display the numbers so you can start calling in, because we have touched so many things. Okay, the Wilson government was also keen to present itself as engaged in the search for peace. Remember what peace represents to them. It is not because for you to settle and live a good life. It is for them to continue their impunity. The fires show that officials understood that if failure to appear to be active on this front made it harder to publicly justify their support for the Nigeria government, their support for the business empire. Nigeria is that business name. Their support for that business, not the people. The British government policy sought to avoid the involvement of the United Nations in peace negotiations. That means they wanted to incorporate the United Nations into this, and was intended to support Nigeria to achieve a solution on its terms only. To achieve a solution on its terms only. So you see it. Now let's go forward. Let's take it up. The government's public statements consistently blamed the Biafrans, but not the federal government, for obstructing peace negotiations and the delivery of humanitarian aid. The government in Lagos feared that the Biafrans would use the cover of humanitarian aid supplies to slip in arms deliveries, while the Biafrans believed the federal government would poison the supplies. Oh my God. The leaders of both sides were responsible for the failure to deliver adequate humanitarian aid, but starvation of the Biafrans was no accident or simply a byproduct of the war. It was a deliberate policy of the Gowon regime. Now, the disinformation we talked about, now we're going to read it here now. The disinformation that was used by Harold in 1969. Now, listen to it here. By March 1969, Wilson continued to misinform the public that we continue to supply on a limited scale arms, not bombs, not aircrafts, to the government of Nigeria, because we have always been their suppliers. Can you imagine the sentiments? They have always been the suppliers, so they're supplying at a limited scale, just like they normally supplied previous times before the war. This as a means of covering their track. Not only was this untrue as a result of the agreement late the previous year, on the very same day as this interview, the government approved the export of 19 million rounds of ammunition, 10,000 grenades, and 39,000 mortar bombs. A day before Wilson interview, a foreign office official privately wrote that we have, over the last few months, agreed to supply large quantities of arms and ammunition to Nigeria to assist them in finishing the war, finishing the people, in the absence of any further peace negotiations. That means if they don't compromise to agree to our business terms to subdue them, we are going to finish them. He also noted that we have flown small arms ammunition to Nigeria using Manston Airport in Kent without attracting unfavorable press comments. Press was gagged in this regard. I don't know whether it's just as we don't. Let's just read it so that when we make 1 or 2 comments each, 1 minute each, we'll be able to put all this in. Please just write it down so that you can mention, because now you will see now freedom of the press is limited here. They are taking everything from us that will actually help us. It was perhaps no surprise that Gowon could write to Wilson in April saying that of all the governments in the Western world, yours have remained the only one that has openly maintained its policy of arms supplies to my government. Can you imagine? France, Belgium, and the Netherlands, among others, have all announced a halt, while the US continued its policy of not supplying arms to either side. Now, remember the interview of Bill Clinton. This now tells us what he was saying then. It comes together now. We can now understand it. 2 senior Royal Air Force officers secretly visited Nigeria in August 1969 to advise the government on how they could better prosecute the air war. You see it, air war. The main British interest, the fires make clear, was to better protect the oil installations. Oh my God. The people are not protected, the oil installations are protected. But the brief for the 2 officers stated that this impression should not be given to the Nigerians. So you see it. Oh, Lord have mercy. This script is so wide. If we want to talk about this today, we're not going to go.
Yeah,
the
you see,
subsequently.
Let's pause, because we can be reading, and we pass the ratings.
Okay. Okay.
When we move, we stop. You see here, there is a lie in the body system of the British. if you that where you said before, when you talk about the Netherlands and the Belgium and the others, were lied, British lied to them that they already stopped the, I could say, the exports to Nigeria. And this is also, they say, show me your father and I will tell you who you are. And that's why you see also the fruit of the British is the Nigerian politics, especially the APC. They're still there. That's why they can keep people in NSAS. It is the same collaborative manipulation that Lai Mohammed should come and lie, even when the Hubble satellite is catching everything. When the CNN pop up, they quench the CNN and sanction CNN never to stop again. These are also what the British does. Let me tell you, their hand is in it. So we have to look into how they've been lying. They killed millions of people and they're lying. I'm not afraid to say it because it concerns me. When we die on this struggle, we return back. When you run like Elijah, you come back like John the Baptist, and your head will be given to children for bad day. What we're saying is we have to look into the eyes of the British and tell them that they're putting us into a very serious corner. I read a script today from TikTok or whatever, from Punch newspaper. They're saying now the British, the UN have talked to the British to allow the family of Mazen Nandekano to talk in the court about the rendition of Mazen Nandekano. Why now? Let us look into this fact. But I was only read it last time when he coordinated this platform. When they are forcefully trying to make sure that Ojukwu is terminated, we have to look into this.
Yes, yes, you're very correct. You know what we're going to do? We're going to stop this reading here now. We're going to give our briefs here, but we are going to, I think we are in agreement with us. Maybe we continue this on Monday. At the same time, bring in this issue of the UN, asking the family now to ask the British. All this why they never said it, now they're saying it. So we can now bring
actually, I in the morning I was like, oh, we should change another thing. Simon, I do this broadcast, but I think the more you read it, according to Sonny said here,
yes,
the more we read the script, there are a lot of things that come in.
Yes,
let me tell you, there's a lot of things that come in. I think we should also make it part 3 of it because this
we need the part 3 of it because we cannot just rush it. There are so many factors that are. In fact, in this last side, this paragraph we just read now, there are so many points that have come up that we need to actually deal with. Of because course. If we want to rush it,
open the eyes of our people. This what they're listening now, sorry, Kelechi, is what their teacher was oppressed, was projected fear into not to teach them.
Yes.
Thank God for Mazen Nanakan. We are educated to PhD holders in Nigeria now by what we know about our own self and our history. Thank you.
Yes. Mazugo, please, 1 minute. Just say something about what we have just read now so that we can open the lines for the people to talk. Then after you say something, Mazi, Sonny will say something briefly before Mazi Survivor, when he returns, he just say something. And then we go straight opening the lines. Then we move on and wait for Monday to actually deal critically on these matters.
Well, the truth is that all the things they did before, I thank God our eyes are now widely open, and the world also
open.
Yeah, our eyes are widely open now, and our eyes are open now, and the world also are seeing what is going on. They can hear, they can see, they can understand also. They know, they see all these clips, you see them killing children, innocent little children, 5 years, 2 years, months, and the grown up, flogging, harvesting organs. They see them, they see them, only that they are not talking. But my joy is that what happened before, the way they supply war jets, bombs, grenades, gun, let them come and supply again. The truth is that as Britain will supply Nigeria, the world will supply Biafra. That is just my joy, because it's no longer the time Britain will cover us and blindfold the other part of the world from seeing the truth or from knowing what is actually going on. Because then they control everybody. They will tell you, hey, Sonny is lying. Don't mind them. They are just pretending. Everybody will believe them. We are no longer in that age. At this time, let them do whatever. That they are, what do you call him? Water, I forgot, still water or whatever they're called. It's not, their names are not relevant. But one thing I know is that whatever happens now, they should know that their creation of that time they called Nigeria, it has expired. We are no longer in that era where they will fool people. Even the Christians, if they bring anything now, anybody that brings anything now in Nigeria as we are going, you will find out that you are all going alone. Biafra is going. That is our point, and that one our where we peg, and at that one we stand, and that is our final stand. Nothing, and nothing is stopping or changing that, or will make us change our minds. We are not retreating. We are not surrendering. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much, Mazubo, for that. Please, Mazani, just briefly say something about this, and then Mazichuk Survival can say also.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Biafran people, we they go. As we they talk, I'm gonna say am,
Yes, sir.
and the thing they enter on our bone, small,
Yes,
small.
sir.
So waiting they know one make you know. They know I'm now. Why they wipe
Nah.
history? Why they wipe history out of your curriculum so that you will not know your connectivity to all your brothers and sisters and how Britain started the emasculation of your people. We are telling you now and we are showing you now so that you can be able to teach people around you. Now, from what Mazi Kelechi read before, we saw that the government of Britain obstructed United Nations. They made everything possible that they obstructed United Nations from coming in for any negotiations that may yield fruit for a peace talk or for issues to be resolved. That is how far British can go. They will pack everything, so that you will be helpless. They did it before. That is why, as we speak now, United Nations have done a report and told us how many people have been killed in one Nigeria. From the far north, and also in Biafra land, and in the entire one Nigeria. But as United Nations come to solve any problem, no. Are you seeing how it is going like in an opposite way of what happened in the 60s to this time? This time, United Nations are using that same UN that they used before to stop them from resolving any issue. They are using them now in a very direct way. Kudu kudu to your eye. So they even send them, may they come Nigeria. When the secretary of UN came to Nigeria, he is the one that advocated that the terrorists should be reintegrated in society to come and live with you so that the killing can multiply every day, so that you will be having more dead bodies. What is the interest? The interest of the oil and gas. So that as you are being killed, they will have more room to continue to go for what is their important factor. Upon your dead body, oh, now humanitarian aids that were supposed to have come, they still block them. This is the same British. Then they still went out again to go and give a statement that is painting the Biafran people to be the negating part of the fight, who are not ready to even engage in any talk. This is all the wrong information that they were sending out to the world so that you will be seen as the bad person. In some places, when you talk about Biafra, some people will be blaming you for the massacre that they massacred you in one Nigeria, not knowing that the misinformation that they got from United Nations and the British and one Nigeria was all planned and staged out. So everybody get the wrong information about the Biafran people, even as they were killed.
All right. All right. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that. The impression is to manipulate the people. Mazichuk Survival, please, briefly. Then we can. Okay. Okay, just go on briefly, and then we can open the lines.
if I might get the point where we are, I think I didn't get it this very direction we are now. The question that you posted before this time, so one time.
Yeah,
can you remind me?
Your opinion on what we just read? Just pick up a point from there. What we just read now.
Okay.
Just say something about it. Yes.
Okay. So on that very issue, you see, when we talk about, I want every Biafran that is watching today to know that we are dealing with a very serious enemy. We are dealing with the world powers. We are dealing with the richest company in the world. These are the people we are up against. And the British will go to any length to suppress our freedom. And this now will bring us to the place that we are today. Now you know why it is necessary that the Biafran people must pick arms. Remember, I can remember in one of the brokers of Mazen Nandekan, he said, when he went to the United Nations or United States to talk to some people, they told him that he should go and start doing something. That if he doesn't do something, that the United Nations will never listen. Every single thing that is happening in Biafra land today, they know about it. United Nations have their office in Nigeria. We have reported directly. We have sent letters. People have gone there in person. Mazen Nandekan have pushed so many information there. Yet, they pay the deaf ear to what is happening. And who is manipulating them? British, of course. The British will make sure that no information you put there is going to have effect. Just take, for example, the case of Mazen Nandekan. Their own citizen who was kidnapped in Kenya. And up to today, nothing has been done. Not even a sanction. And yet they are giving that same country, the country that violated international law, they are giving them a platform in the United Nations to come and speak. Do you now see why it is necessary that we have to fight for our life? The fight we are fighting is not a question, it's not a little, it's not just about restoration or just about marginalization. It's about our life, a question of life and death. We are up against the people who have the money. They have the money, they have the connection, they have all the loop, everything is in their hands. We only have our land and Chukwukabiam. And we have to make move to protect ourselves. That is why we are where we are today. When we talk about going for the armed struggle. Mazen Nandekan was told, when he went to that, somebody told him, go and start doing something. The more you continue to talk and talk, they're not going to listen. Go and start. When you start doing something, then you will see United Nations will come. And that is what they're waiting for. And the more we continue to delay and wait, more people are going to die. Every Biafran, we must have to prepare ourselves and move forward. We have to prepare. It is only we that can save ourselves. We are up against a very powerful enemy who has come to kill, to steal, and to destroy. And the only way for us to save our life is to go for it, fight for our life by all means possible. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mazi. And before we open the lines, I'll just display the numbers now. I've been typing the YouTube channels that we need to actually subscribe to. Please, Biafrans, you go to Sunny, Biafran Sunny TV YouTube channel. I don't know if we can be having them open there. As the people prefer to, I'm prepared to. Mazison, I don't know whether it's possible for you to be opening the stuff for them to see from there, if it's possible. Anyways, but if it's not possible, the people should subscribe to that, and then also to Biafra. Of course, there's a link of we have Biafran Voice 247. I think I got it well. Biafran Voice 247. Biafran Voice 247 TV. And then we have Mazi Okonkwo's platform, which I saw the link, but I don't know the full, whether you will tell us the full name.
Just Austin Okonkwo, Mazi Austin Okonkwo, in just the same name, yeah.
Okay, Mazi, is Mazi attached to it? Mazi Austin
yes,
Okonkwo.
Mazi Austin Okonkwo, okay. Yes, YouTube.
Mazi Austin Okonkwo. Just check it on YouTube, you'll see it, and then you'll see just subscribe to it. Please, we need you to subscribe so that you can use as a means of propagating the gospel to the people. It is very, very important. This is the role. This is one of the weapons that we have, and you have to do that. Mazi Chooks Survivor, what's your YouTube channel, please? Can you say
press the link?
Chook Survival Channel.
Chook's Survival Channel on YouTube.
Yeah,
just go there and click on it. Yes, these are the weapons we have to deal with the enemies. We have our weapons. Also, you can go to my channel, Biafra Global Network. Just click the subscribe channel, Biafra Global Network, and then you share it also. Share all the channels so that people can subscribe to them and also get this message. Now the line is open. It is now for Biafrans. We just need about 4 or 5 people. We just take about 4 calls or 5 calls max for us to hear your opinion and your voice, because these are critical things that have happened to us, and this we have come to stop. We have come to stop the British. We have come to stop their proxy Fulani caliphate, and also the politicians in our land who are actually working for them. So please, you can begin to call in now. We'll just take about 4 or 5 calls, and then we'll round up for the day. I know some of you need to rest. Some of you also have exhausted your data and all of that. But we appreciate you, Biafrans, because we see you are steadfast in spite of the hardship and everything. Some of you are watching and watching. So, okay, we have a call there, please. Let's have it. Please, 1 minute. Just say your, just say what you have to say in 1 minute, 60 seconds. Just say it quickly, and then we move on. So the caller. And please, Mazio Kongo, can you take it up from there? Take the calls for us. Let the people begin to.
Oh yeah, okay. Now yeah, okay. They can call in now. People can call in, and let's move. So the line is open for anyone who want to call. Just call us in, and we will be glad to pick your call. If you want to call. And meanwhile, when we're waiting, Kilesh, I sent you something. Later, you're going to open it. Then okay. I'm going to, while we're waiting for them, I think we'll have a caller here. Please, we'll have a caller here. Let's see who is that. Let's see who is that. Yes, caller on the line. Your name and where you are. Hello, caller.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you very clear, Mazi. Sir? Yes, right on. We can hear you now.
I say I'm coming all the way from Lagos. I want us to ask a question. Like we that is IPOB here in Lagos now, that's Simon Epa have said that you want to declare Biafra like next year, and we are ready to go.
Mazi Konko, your voice has gone off. It seems your voice has gone off. Please check.
Can you hear me
yes,
now?
Yes, we can hear you now. Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, right on, Mazi. Go on. They can hear you. Yes.
Yes, I'm coming from Lagos. I do business here in Lagos.
Mm-hmm.
So the way Mazi Epa say we declare Biafra next year, and we are here in Lagos. We are ready to go back to home, and we do what advice like you have for us here. And again, I want to ask again, like, do you have any IPOB group here in Lagos that can take us to follow along for what people are doing?
Do any of my thank you, Mazi. Thank you for your questions, and one of my comrades will answer your question. Thank you so much. That's a question. So I don't know if anybody want to answer.
Survival. You actually talk to the people on that. Mazi Chick Survival. Maybe you
he's asking now that Simon has said we're going to declare Biafra. What is he going to do, kind of, and also if we have an IPOB in the zoo, in the zoo. Thank you. Please answer that question.
I don't get it. You said what? Come again, please.
Yes, caller, are you still there? He's gone. He said they are afraid now. Mazi Simon said we're going to declare Biafra in 2023. So them that are in the Lagos, what they will be doing for now, and also that what again? That if there's any IPOB forum in the Lagos where they can join, there's another caller also coming. So you can answer that call while I hope this person.
Okay, there is no need for anybody to do. If he's really a true Biafran and he has been following what has been going on. If he has been following what has been going on, it is not strange. Where we are now is not strange. We are following the template of Mazen Nandekan. to get to where we are today. No Biafran have any reason whatsoever to begin to be afraid of what will happen or what will not happen. Mazen Nandekano is the one that laid the foundation of what we are doing today and took us to the place we are. If you can remember, before Mazen Nandekano was kidnapped, he told us that we're going to march. And before the march, we started a 150 days prayer, which we all did. So I don't see any reason why somebody would be afraid that Biafra is coming by 2023 and you're getting afraid. All you got to do now is to prepare yourself for what is about to come. A lot of information have been coming out. Let them pay attention. If you're in Biafra land mainly, pay attention to information that are coming. Just like my brother have said here, follow all the Autopilot platforms. Follow Master Simon Eba in his Twitter and join his program in every evening. Listen to 97.5 FM. You will be 97.5 FM Voice of Biafra. Pay attention. You'll be getting information on what to do and what to follow and how to go. You have to prepare yourself.
All right.
We are not going back. Biafra is coming. It doesn't matter you believe it or don't believe it, it's coming. All you got to do is to prepare yourself for what is about to come. Thank you.
And to add to that, this question,
yeah, you're coming out clear. Mazugo, wait, let him clear. Then we'll have two people one time. Yeah, go on. We were hearing you. Make it clear. You know your time is 1 minute, eh?
Africa, good evening to you all, and I must commend all of you, our media team, for doing a very wonderful job. I just want to draw your attention. I didn't see South African Autopilot number there. And we have men, Biafrans here, we have men who are ready and willing to contribute. So we are still doing the delegate. So, but could you please also assist us advertise the South African?
Yeah, thank you. I've been busy. Thank you, Mazu. We have been busy here, and thank God, Abarawa Soni also sent me some of the lists that are not yet there. Later, Kelechi is going to open up the whole folders. We show you people when you see your own folder there, you take it, and all these folders must be to the people that number are there. And anytime we call you, not to bring a number, when you bring your number, we'll make folder on that name. Means we expect you to be bringing fund to the ESN, either by monthly due. It's not about putting your number there and the person will be parading with the IPOB logo in the name of being a whatever. We want people who can help us when we create this forum. You make sure that you are stable to collect funds for Eastern Security Network. So that forum is not for party or club. So I have already spoken today to IPOB Autopilot Worldwide. I asked also Mazi Elias Osondo to find me who is the, I could say, in charge of South Africa. And this early morning, I demanded it from every corner of the platform. So everyone will deliver their own numbers who can create a logo. Thank you, Mazi, for that your question. Thank you so much. God bless you. Yeah. Just get the number, get in contact with Elias and all of you. Then you gather together, bring a number that we will use to make a forum for you.
Yeah, let him send the number to you on WhatsApp. Let him send the number to you on WhatsApp.
Let him send the number, find the person who is in charge, who will be your head admin, who can stand fee and receive money from people and send it where it belongs. That's what we want. So thank you, Mazi, for that question. Thank you so much. God bless you. You can this number. Mazi, send it to my WhatsApp. Just send it to me or Sonny, to any other Autopilot. Say South Africa, Autopilot, South Africa, and send it to Sonny or me. Just put it in the note. Thank you, Mazi. God bless. Okay. It's done. Let's move. No other caller.
Okay. Okay, so we've been able to, at least we've gone 2 hours and 36 minutes. And we're going to be rounding off now. Biafrans, we know that you have learned enough or a lot from this. And remember, we want to really begin to talk about, especially from Monday, we're going to come up again to continue this. And we're going to talk more on this and also on the issue of our sit at home. Please begin to prepare your minds. We don't have time to talk about that now. When you come on Monday, you're going to hear from us more on that, and also on the issue of the UN, and now instructing the leader, the family of our leader, to begin to now speak. After a long time, we're going to be dealing with all these matters by the time we come on Monday. We want to thank you, Biafrans, for being with us this long. And we want to thank some of you who have been spending, your data sharing this on social media platforms, and doing all you can do. Remember, in this game that we're in, this season we are in, every weapon we have, especially the weapon that will project the voice that we have, the media is very important. That's why we're telling you, subscribe on to every channel, share
I
the
think
video.
we have a caller here. Let me see who's that. Caller
Okay,
on the
that will be the
line.
last caller. That will be the last caller, please. I think that's the third one. So
Yeah, caller, can you hear me? Caller, can you hear me? We're hearing you, sir. Go ahead. Please make sure that your gadget by which you are using to listen. All right. The dragon is here. Dragon will greet you. We are hearing you. Go on, Maz. Go on. We're hearing you. Maz, you have 1 minute. Before you do yes, I will take you out. Maz Okonkwo, another waste time. Maz, go straight to your question. 1 minute, sir.
What I'm saying is that I have something to offer to this Biafra struggle.
Mazu, you called before. You called before. I don't take calls 2 times. You called me before. You called before. You make your point and you call back again. We don't do that. Thank you. God bless you. All right. I noticed his voice. He called before. Let's move.
yeah, I think he called for. So now we're running
Simon is here. Mazu Simon is here. We'll greet you.
Mazu Simon, we salute you from here.
Thank you.
We salute you from here. Please, everyone, please, we want to just 1 minute, please. Let's not exceed 1 minute. Let's make our final comments on everything we have spoken. Just pick up anything that you need to let Biafrans know and take up urgently and prepare for Monday as we come up again by 6 p.m. Monday to dissect and to do justice to the rest of the information we have. Please, beginning from Mazi, choose survivor. Just 1 minute. Just check the time. 1 minute and run.
Mazu, wait first. Kelechi, please wait. Can you please come in and explain to people what must come tomorrow in the way they will understand? Like as I said before, and our folder is there. Just flash it for people who can make a screenshot about how we can log in tomorrow. Please, Sonny, I hand over to you that about our fundraising tomorrow. Sorry, Mazi Kelechi, let him do that. And our folders, I told you to share the screen. I shared the screen so that we can be able to show the people how our logo is here. So I share the screen for you. So what you do is project it on the screen. Then we'll go alongside it. So if you see your own country here and you are the head of admin, maybe I've never sent to you, you copy it and take it and put on the WhatsApp group. When we call you, very soon, Mazi Simon or Madam Azuka will be visiting all your Zoom group. That's what we're working for. It's all about raising funds for Eastern Security Network. And we are going to make sure that Mazi Simon sometime, I'm going to bring him first to the Netherlands Zoom meeting, and they will come and talk to the people. Madam Azuka also will come one time and talk to the people. This is how we plan it. They will...
Wow. Okay, Mazi Sani, please just take it up from there.
Please, could you display the flyer for the fundraising?
Okay.
Please
Yeah,
take out this number since we are no more taking calls.
Yeah.
So, Biafrans all over the world, tomorrow is a big day to Biafrans, and it's a bad day to the one Nigerian people. That is why there is total lockdown in Biafra land tomorrow. Why? Because we have nothing to do with one Nigeria. So send this message around to your friends and families. Stay back home in your house. You don't have to celebrate the independence of the people that killed your brothers and sisters. When you celebrate them, you are validating them for killing your brothers and sisters and for them to continue the killing to this very day. So please, tomorrow is sit at home, stay back and take nkwobi and drink palm wine inside your house. Do not go out so that you will not be a victim of stray bullets that the politicians will stage out tomorrow. Our fundraising is tomorrow and we implore everyone to be part and parcel of it. Mazi Kelechi, please display the
Yes, I'm trying
fundraising
to
flyer.
get it out here.
let me pick a call, please, because it's very important to the cause of what we are doing.
Sorry. Where is this? Please, is anyone having the Mazigo? Do you have it there? I don't know. Oh, let me see. I don't know why I'm not seeing it here.
What are you asking?
The fundraising flyer. I'm searching it out
It's
here.
a
But
picture, and I cannot add picture here.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not seeing pictures here. I've tried to. I'm only seeing
No,
videos. I
picture.
cannot add
You
them.
want to, you have it, but is to add it is your problem, no?
Yes.
Okay, just the same place. You will see. Go to the place media or this. The first one. I think after the logos, the next one. I think after the logo. Are you hearing me?
Yes, I can hear you.
After the logo, the second one. I've forgotten what let me see.
Okay, let me see if I can.
Okay, go to graphics.
Please,
After the
please
logo, you
display
will
my
see overlays.
display my screen. I have sent the flyer. Display my screen.
Okay, okay. That's good. Yes, here. All right.
Um, pick the third option. Pick the third option of display there.
Yeah.
Pick the third option of display. All right, let's manage it like this. So, what we have there is October 1st, 2022, Saturday, 7 p.m. Biafra time. You have the meeting ID there and the passcode and the 1,000 men numbers that you can contact to be able to make inquiry. So ESN Mega Fundraising is tomorrow. Every donation goes to the website. Please be part
Oh,
and parcel of this very fundraising tomorrow, because this is where we gather to sing praises to ESN, and it is how you do it that will propel them to the next stage of their actions and their gallant work. Ndewo mo Chineke.
Thank you so much. So tomorrow is sit at home. And tomorrow is fundraising. We have to make it holy. So thank you so much. So this choose survival. Can you go on from here now?
Yeah, fellow Biafrans, I appreciate everybody who have been patient with us from the beginning to the end. And I thank my brothers who are on the stage also. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama continue to guide and protect every one of us. I want you all to put at your mind, the Biafrans that are watching far and wide, just have it in your mind that the British, they are still sponsoring evil against us. Don't forget that. They are still supplying weapons against us. And those weapons that we have, that we can use against them, never forget to use them. The ones you have in your hand, we have our media. Help to share the broadcast each time you get the broadcast. Help to share. Send out the information. Most importantly, the ESN. Support the ESN the best way you can. You are not paying them. These are volunteers, people who have given their own life for you. You are not paying them. You can't pay anybody for his or her life. They gave their own life for you. All you got to do is to give them the tools to work for you. And I pray that Chukwu Okike Abiyama will guide and protect every one of us and direct us on what to do as we proceed. Thank you and remain blessed.
Kelechi, we know they hear you.
Thank you, Mazi Chief Survivor, for that 1 minute brief You actually did it rightly on 1 minute. So please, Mazugo, please take it up from there.
As somebody is saying, tomorrow is not sit at home. Even if tomorrow is not sit at home, you don't have to participate in celebration to destruction to your ancestors and to your, even to you yourself. You don't have anything to celebrate. What you want to celebrate what did they call them? October 1st. What you want to celebrate inside October 1st? That Nigeria happened to you or you want it to happen to you. I beg. Somebody said something. The question that the first caller asked, for your information, I believe you will still be listening to me from Lagos. You don't need to form any group. You are in the zone. One. And the secondly, I want you to know that Yoruba people also are planning, not that they are planning, they are on it to feed themselves. 2023, they are ready to go as well as Biafra. So you should get ready. Don't ask what you should do. Nobody should tell you what to do. You see, when it happened for Ukraine, you see as everybody enter. You see, when go and they read the history, ask the people before when it happened during the time of Ojuku, what did they do? What did they do? You don't need to sit down there and begin to. By the way, if you have not been supporting ESN, start from there. That is a good starting point for you. So thank you. And the Biafrans, I thank you all for being with us. Thank you for giving us your time and your attention this very evening. God bless you. Wait for us again together like this next week, Monday. We will be together again. And I will advise, I beg, if you get anybody for Africa, for Biafra land, where the police, where they work with Nigeria, where they carry gun, warn them, tell them make it drop the gun. Time don't reach. That same gun where they carry the enter Biafra land, that same gun go them. They no go come back. Warn them, beg them, make them to understand. I am begging everybody, and they be very, make you they communicate with your people now. When you hear information, try and pass it to them so that they no go say we no hear them or we no understand them, because we are going into critical moment now. I beg everybody. God bless you all, Biafra. I give you all my salute. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mazugo. Blessing Odo. Yes, no celebration because there's nothing to celebrate. Even the Nigeria people, they don't even know what they are not celebrating. They're in trouble. Mazi Sani, please, are you there? If you can give us your closing remark.
But I was in the chop dog because tomorrow night.
No one chop tomorrow makes you look like saying they celebrate.
She's survivor. She's survivor. In the chop 404.
Just saying, thank you. You are here. No. All right, Mazis, Okonkwo, please take it up there from there.
All right, Biafran, thank you so much. I want to tell all of you that we are progressing. Let me tell you, we are in every country now almost. Tomorrow, me and 247, we are coming early morning broadcast around 6 o'clock. So wait for us. It's going to be hot. We are going to talk the Bible. That Bible where he said, no, you will bring. You must preach it in the morning. We'll be there. So I want to thank Autopilot Israel for submitting their number. Autopilot Hong Kong for submitting their number. I have it here. Autopilot Convert.
We've not even done, we're supposed to also have a deal on that matter. We were talking about some things like that. You said we were going to fix the time for that. So anyways, we'll talk about that after now.
All right. Yeah, for sure. Yes. Then Autopilot Convert, Autopilot Spain is coming. All of them are here. They delivered, and Autopilot Mighty Russia. Autopilot Korea will also come, and Autopilot South Africa and Gabon have submitted. So some of the people that have already see your folder, just take it, and tomorrow you call me if your name is not included, and God bless you. And my name is Mazoko. Don't forget our fundraising tomorrow. Get resolute. And if you are from the Netherlands, please contact Mazi Uwoma, who is in charge of the Autopilot Netherlands. Believe me, the Netherlands are doing great. Everything is professional among them. So I'm very happy how they organize their own And I want the whole world to emanate from Autopilot Netherlands in the future. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you so much for that final one. Dear friends, we appreciate you all. We are grateful. We thank the dragon too, who has been here observing too. We thank the Umada. We thank the ESN doing us great. We thank the Alliance. We thank the General. We thank everybody who is doing us great. We thank you who is praying, who is contributing, who is sharing the platforms, who is telling people the good news. We thank you all. You are doing great. Dear friends, we love you so much. And with the selfless service that you are doing, the God who has put this in your heart to support the Autopilot mood. Remember, it is not another organization. It is Autopilot mood. This mood that we're in, that you have supported, will protect you. If you're in Biafra land, will guide you. Whether you're in Biafra land or not, you are protected. Nothing evil will happen to you. You are safe and secure. And please, let's keep praying. Just like Mazi Chuk's survivor said, how many of us pray 3 times for our leader? You must make it at least minimum 3 times a day for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because he must be free. He must come to join us, and also we all will get to the destination, which is our freedom. Thank you so much. Shame to the zoo. They're going to come down whether they like it or not. 2023 is their last bus stop, and they are going to end on that in that year, whether they like it or not. And the code, remember, Biafrans, is water.
Water.
Thank you so much,
Yeah.
everyone.
And also, for many of you who are asking about whether sit at home or not sit at home, join the Dragon. Anything you hear from here tonight will be the last final statement. Thank you.
Yes, that will be the last final statement. So you join the Dragon after now. He's going to be telling us some things and let us know. Thank you, Josephine. Thank you. Also, I thank you from here too, and everyone who is thanking us. We thank you all, and God bless you. Really good. Stay safe. Watch your brothers back, and we'll see you again as we come together on Monday. As much as you can still hear from individual platforms tomorrow
On part
Monday.
On part 3 of the British
Part
impunity.
3 on Monday of this discussion. It's a very critical discussion, and please join the Dragon in the next broadcast so that you can get the information that you need to get. Thank you so much.
The Dragon is on, so we'll quickly go out and join him now.
Yes. So let's go out now and join. Thank you so much, everyone. Stay safe and